Thanks for listening to Crit Seekers, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Crit Seekers here with us. We're glad to have you today. Thanks for coming to the studio. Oh, we don't have a studio. Fuck. All right. Well,
Rip.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for tuning in again. We've got hopefully a fun episode, depending on how things go.
Crit Seekers.
Anyway, beforehand, as usual, our quick shout out to our friend Oscar Garvin over in London. He is badass, and I love him. Thank you for our awesome soundtrack that we've got going for this campaign. Also, just a note for everybody, the AC in our house place of recording is broken, and it's like 90 degrees in here. So if there's if we act weird because we're having heat stroke, or you hear
you know how we died,
fans or anything in the background, that is why. So we apologize.
It's not our loving, adoring fans. It's just regular fans.
It's regular air blowing fans.
Regular.
These fans
Okay.
blow, unlike
Okay,
you
gosh.
guys. Huh. That was okay.
Okay, that was way too many.
We have
dad
more
jokes
fans.
in the
Stop
space
with
of,
the dad
less
jokes.
than a minute.
Yeah, we have more fans in this room than we do on the internet.
For now.
Oof.
Check.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, I think that's everything for today. Honestly, I'm kind of anxious to jump in and see how things are going with our party here. So let's start the episode.
Woo.
Crit Seekers.
Roll
Thieves.
your dice. Make sure to seek your crit. Yeah.
Perfect. That was so fitting. Anyway, so quick recap of our last session. The party. Sorry, I'm trying to turn down the volume on the music and it's not letting me click on things. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
All
Well, we'll just leave it, whatever. The party had decided to stage a break-in at the Blackhold Keep within the city of Whitehorn. Deciding to do this and planning it took a little bit of time, sitting around a table with Lorenzo, the master keeper of Whitehorn. After finally deciding on a plan, you all solidified the places and actions you would be taking to undertake this break-in, and sent Tael and Dawitt up, as well as Nimueh, who was to basically hang out outside the hold and await Tael and Dawitt's finishing of breaking in to find out whatever they could about Sella, see if she was still alive and what was going on there, or any other information they could find within. You both, as a storm started to kind of blow in overhead, flew in and up and over into the courtyard in the middle of the Blackhold itself, touched down and turned yourselves invisible, and then attempted to sneak in. After some bad rolls and good rolls, a couple of the Blackwatch guards, one of them noticed, you activated a drift globe. That's what happened. You activated a drift globe hoping for it to quick flash and blind the guards watching the area, which it did to one of them. And then the drift globe stayed on and active after you had done so. And you dropped it hoping it would roll and cause a distraction, in which it did attract one of the Blackwatch guards, who walked out to go find it and happened to notice some wet footprints leading in and began searching for who those footprints belonged to. DeWitt, you materialized in front of the other Black Watch guard who was guarding one of the doors. He basically charmed you into falling still and not moving, and was about to capture you or something of that sort when Tael used his own charm on this guard, who allowed you both in and through the door that led upstairs to where Sella's chamber was. You both made your way up there with Tael disguised as one of the other Black Watch guards, who happening to know Abyssal, convinced the guards to step into the common room up there and await Asutali to return. They stepped in, you went into Sella's room and began to find out that she seemed sick. She woke up, had a conversation with you, basically was unaware of everything that you informed her of, but was also in disbelief and claimed that Asutali had been there to help her, and denied any evidence of wrongdoing or thoughts of wrongdoing that you seemed to bring forth. At this time, there was some pounding on the doors as the guards were trying to get in, and she said she wanted to get to the bottom of what had been happening, and to do so, you needed to let her guards in and have a conversation. And when you opened the door, which was being held barred shut by the immovable rod, the guards rushed in and charmed both of you to where you both fell incapacitated on the ground and were fed some type of like black viscous liquid, a poison of some sort, which seemed to make you fall unconscious. At this point in time, Nimueh had made her way to the tower and had just barely happened to get a bit of, it was the clairvoyance spell, right?
Yeah.
I forget what I'm trying to say that thing's called, but had cast clairvoyance into the tower and just managed to see this instance where you were incapacitated, fed poison, and then bound, gagged, stripped of all of your belongings, and taken out of the room. And she watched as Asutali came in and sat down on the bed with Sella and began to basically tell her that she was so very sick, and just continued to repeat things like that her sickness could not be healed by any means, and she was weak and frail. And that was the last thing Nimueh saw in that room as you finished that clairvoyance spell. The two guards who you had tried to fake out earlier, and they told you to go back to your room, which you had agreed to, came across you again and realized that you probably didn't belong here around the Blackhold, and decided to escort you into the keep itself, to which, as they passed through the threshold of the doors, you melded into stone inside the wall. And that was where we last saw Nimueh. As for you two, there were moments where your vision kind of blacked out and came to, and you found yourself visions of traveling through a tunnel system and darkness. And then you both awoke in this basically small square stone chamber. And the door opened and a feminine formed upper torsoed creature came in. And as she came further into the light, you noticed that there was a long serpent's tail that trailed from her lower torso as she set down a cloth pack of some type of devices and unfurled it on the ground. She looked at you, and I didn't specify this. It was just into your cell.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to ask.
Yeah, it wasn't both of yours at once.
It was
I think I implied that, and
Okay.
I was thinking that earlier, so sorry. Retcon on that for anybody listening. It was into your cell. Yeah, sorry, I can't. It won't let me control the volume. Oh, now it lets me control the volume, so I got it. So she stepped into your cell, DeWitt, and said, "Let's see what you're made of. Let us begin." And that is where we're going to pick up today's session. So, hey everyone, just a quick disclaimer. We get into some darker themes in this episode, specifically some old forms of medieval torture. So, if this is something that would make you uncomfortable or
squeamish to listen to, please feel free to skip over any of the parts involving Tael or DeWitt in the first half of our episode before we take a break. I do apologize in advance if this is something that bugs you. Sorry you have to skip over those parts, but if not, it does fit the story and narrative pretty well for the drama that our group has got themselves into. So, without further ado, we'll jump back into the episode. Thanks, guys.
As you awaken in this chamber, your hands and feet are basically bound. Your feet not bound together, but bound to like chains on the floor. Your arms are tied up against the back wall as you kind of lull to and lift your head up. And that's when you had seen this figure come in. And she slowly and methodically in front of you unfurls this pack, to which you can see a multitude of sharp metal objects and picks, like a set of pliers, basically. And almost maddeningly slowly, she begins to like organize them and mess with them on the ground itself, before she scans across and kind of moves her hands and reaches down and picks one up, and then begins to move towards you.
Look like?
So as she gets roll a perception. No, you can definitely see this. As she moves closer to you, you can see in her hands is like an old kind of rusted looking dagger, just a simple dagger. And
She's gonna give me tetanus.
she as she gets closer, she picks up, or she carries a torch with her. As she gets closer, you can see the light, and as she gets closer, you can see her face. It's a very beautiful face for this creature that has a serpent's body in front of you. It's kind of an odd sight, and you can see clearly there's yellow face paint, like streaks of paint that cross her cheeks, and then two of them on her head, like her forehead, and there's like these almost like frills, like not a crown, but like a headdress almost, that kind of frills up in four different like plumes that bob as she like slithers closer. And you can hear that, like the sound of scales on stone, and that's all you hear. She doesn't say anything as she gets closer, and you can just hear that like slither of her lower body. As she nears you, her face comes right up against yours, and she tilts her head, and there's that kind of bob and weave to her movements like a serpent. And she raises the knife and puts it into the torch itself and holds it there and just looks at you with a curious look, slight smirk on her face, and just keeps her eyes locked on yours as she heats this knife basically in this torch.
At least you won't bleed to death.
Did you say I'm gagged?
No, you're not gagged at this point.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're not gagged anymore? Okay. So I'm just like watching this right now.
I think we're in separate.
No, you're
Are
in
we in
separate. Yeah.
Okay, it's completely separate. Okay, I didn't know if like it was just like cells next to each other. Like, okay.
No, you're in separate cells. But she does this and then pulls the knife out, and you can see that it's red hot. And she looks at you and kind of slithers up to your left ear and just says, "Now, I'm going to help you understand the constraints of your human flesh, and also a bit for my own enjoyment here. Soon you'll understand that there's a way to release yourself from this pain, and what it is to free yourself from those limitations." And she takes the knife and begins carving just lines into your chest. You suffer. Boop.
So nasty, it's gonna be.
You suffer 5 points of damage as she carves 3 lines into your chest. As the blade, you can feel touch your skin, and there's that moment where it's like the cold and then just piercing heat as she drags it across your chest, and you can feel the wound cauterize underneath it as she does so. And just moves on to the next one. And the same feeling of this just drag, cut, and burn through the cut as she drags maybe like a 5-inch gash across your chest. She does this 3 times and then steps back.
Ha! Ow.
She says, "Good. I enjoy it when they squeal."
Ew.
I say, I'm all right. And then I'll cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
If she's not looking.
Oh, she's
Oh, she's looking?
straight in
Okay,
front of
I'll
you,
wait.
watching you.
Yeah.
This goes on for about an hour. By the end of it, you have, I'd say probably 10 more gashes across your chest, your shoulders.
It's gonna look rugged as hell.
And so you suffer 5,
I think you could do something with
16
those, maybe turn
more
them into
points
gills.
of piercing damage as she makes these cuts on you throughout the hour. It's slow, it's methodical, and you can see in her face the enjoyment almost. There's a subtle smile or smirk, just twisted as she cuts into you slowly and methodically. She watches every inch that she cuts and almost seems to savor every scream or squeal or even just grunt that echoes from you as she does this. Finally, she pulls back and says, "That's just a taste of the fun we'll get to have together. I'll see you soon." And she moves back and puts the knife back into her pack and organizes it slowly, watching you all the time with that just sickening smile, rolls it up, and her form turns and goes to exit out, and you can see the end of her long serpent-like tail, this almost like terracotta dark red colored serpent's tail, turn and slither its way out of the door before this stone or this like heavy metal door closes in front of you, and you're left there to catch your breath.
Does it look like she's the only one there?
That was in the cell with you at the moment.
Yeah, or anyone outside?
I mean, you're not sure. There's really no way to tell being chained up. Yeah. Another hour or 2 passes, and the door opens up again, and this figure steps in. Wrong time for this music, but
Perfect time.
you can see another humanoid figure, but no serpent's tail, just legs, humanoid legs, and their torso looks normal until it gets to their head, to which you see the head of a serpent, like this large snake-like head that steps into the room, dark black scales on its face as it looks at you and sets down a bowl of food next to you and just gets up and turns.
Hey, how am I
Steps
supposed
out.
to eat this, man?
Turns and steps out.
Come
Shuts
back!
the door behind you.
It's fucked up.
Tail. You can hear echoing down the hall throughout your day the screams of what you would assume to be your friend DeWitt.
Can you just describe to me really quick what the room I'm in looks
So this
like?
room is like, it's maybe 10 feet by 10 feet. It's a small cell. There's like a small metal like bench almost as like a bed. There's no like mattress or anything. It's literally just like a metal slab or like, put there. You're up against one wall with your hands bound up like to the wall with chains, and your feet are also tied to the floor with those chains. You're in a sitting position basically, but tied to the floor.
Okay. I'm gonna try and cast Mage Hand, see if it does anything, but because like
you are gagged at the moment. I don't know. I can't remember if Mage Hand has a vocal component, but
vocal.
you are gagged.
okay.
Yeah.
Since I'm gagged, I'm probably gonna subtle spell it, see if I can just cast spells here.
Okay.
Yeah, does my Healing Word work?
Do you use Healing Word after all of that?
Mm-hmm.
it's like a weird, when you cast it, there's a moment where you can feel the magic course through you, and you start to feel the warmth of the healing energy like go down to the wounds on your chest, and then it just dissipates and doesn't take effect. And you go to subtle spell your mage hand, and same thing. There's that click in your head where it's like the spell works, and you watch, because yours isn't invisible like a rogue's. Yours, you watch as the like faint ghostly hand starts to like materialize in front of you, and then just dissipate as well as quickly.
Okay, so it dissipates quickly.
It was almost like a flash where it just like and forms and then disperses.
Okay. I am. If it disappears quickly, I'm gonna try and just Misty Step out of it, because wouldn't that be like pretty instantaneously?
You can try.
Okay. Yep. I am going to try it.
Okay. You do the same thing and you kind of focus and try to cast Misty Step, and there's a moment where your form, like it almost like a glitch would be the best way to describe it, where you kind of like flash a little bit and just, and you like your form moves forward, but it's caught by the chains that are holding you, and you like get pulled back to the wall itself. And You're still
They
chained
call
down.
that rubber banding.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm going to try it. Actually, I'm just gonna kind of just continue to stay there now.
Okay.
If those didn't work.
So you hear Dewitt's screams and just grunts of pain echo for about an hour. And then it subsides. You hear a shuffling sound outside the stone on your door, and it stops in front of your door for a moment, and then continues on down the hallway. Another few hours pass, and you can hear steps outside, and then when your door opens, and the same figure I described to DeWitt, that torso of humanoid and then the head of a serpent, steps in, carrying 2 bowls, and sets one down next to you, and stands and turns and walks out, and you can hear him walk down the direction towards where you heard DeWitt's voice coming from.
I'm just gonna look at it, then look at the door, then I'm just gonna ignore the food.
Okay.
Wait, you didn't get tortured? What the fuck?
All right. Nimueh. So, you have just been escorted towards the Blackhold as these guards have caught you, and in a last-ditch effort have stepped into the very stone of the entranceway to the Blackhold. You could hear the guards outside muttering that you did so. You heard them yell for assistance and help, and that is where we left you off. So, as you are still inside the stone now, you can still hear the faint, muffled words and just being spoken of guards standing just outside,
Can I tell how many?
talking to each other. Make a perception check at disadvantage.
Same number, 20.
A 20?
Yeah.
That was
Not
the DC.
natural.
Nice.
You can hear, there's probably,
So good.
you can't tell exactly how many, but there's definitely between 5, 6, 8. There's a group of guards standing outside this wall right now.
Got it.
A group of bodies. Can't quite tell exactly who or what, but there are people outside of this wall at the moment.
Can I, at any time, hear the gate open? Would I be able to hear that far?
Like the front gate?
Mhm.
No, you would not be able to hear that
Okay.
far.
Do I know what time of day it is?
Well, you guys had done this at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, maybe
It lasts
since
for 8
Tael and
hours.
DeWitt, since Tael and DeWitt went up there and you noticed this with the clairvoyance, it's maybe been an hour.
Right. So
Maybe. So, I mean, you just cast Meld into Stone.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it So within the next couple hours, I want to like wait and listen. And whenever it sounds like there's like the least amount of voices and like the least amount of people, I'm going to break out of the stone.
Okay. What level of spell is meld into stone?
Is third.
A third level spell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you wait. You're in there for about an hour after casting it.
Mm-hmm.
You can still hear voices there. A few of it dies down a bit. There are still voices outside. And as you're kind of sitting there, you're forced out of the stone itself, like thrown from the stone.
I figured this might
And
happen.
as your face emerges from the stone, you can see 2 guards standing there that catch you by the arms. And in front of them, you can see a person like scribe-like mage outfits standing in front of the stone with their arm outstretched. The elven woman that you had run into when you had gone to speak with Asutali the first day, as she lowers her hand and just looks at you and turns to the guard who had escorted you in the first place, and he looks to her and goes, "Yes, that's her. She's the one that's right." And the elven woman just looks at him and goes, shakes her head and turns and starts walking down the hallway.
Okay.
Are you doing anything?
Fuck. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna activate my shield.
They took your shield from you as they were escorting you into
Oh, they took my shit from me?
your shield. They caught you and you're standing there with the shield and acting kind of suspicious.
Okay.
They disarmed you. They don't have all of your stuff. They just took your shield off your arm and are holding it.
I wouldn't have let them do that. As soon as they started taking my shield from me, I would have melted into stone right into the ground. I wouldn't have let them take my shield.
Okay.
Because that was not implied that they took my shield from me.
That's fair, but I also think it's pretty obvious that when you catch somebody armed, usually disarm them. But I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
There are implications on both ends that didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
As
So
soon
we'll
as
just play.
if anybody
you have,
ever took my shield from me, I would just meld into
So
stone.
we'll play.
Right into the
You
ground.
have your shield, but you were flung out of the stone. They're holding both of your arms. So your shield is on one hand, and it is directed at one of them, but you're being held by both of them. So you're activating it on the one that it's holding that arm. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a dexterity saving throw.
Yes, it is.
They fail.
Okay, 6.
So
they get
as they
pushed 20
catch
feet.
you out of the wall, you turn and quickly just into this jet of water shoots out of the shield and throws this guy 5-10 feet back.
It goes 20 feet. And
I know, there's a wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It throws him 5-10 feet back and he slams into the wall and you can see the water spraying off him.
And then as that's happening, I want to try to break the grapple, but it was 7 damage for the water.
Okay.
jet.
Okay. And you can see like bits of his clothing because they're not wearing like heavy armor, but you can see it like tear open and his flesh is pretty like exposed and hit with this jet of like getting hit with a fire or like a fire hydrant, not a fire hydrant, a fire hose. Yeah.
Right.
It's like tearing skin off of his chest for a moment.
And I'm hoping that in that moment of surprise, I can wrench my arm free and I want to make a break for the gate.
Okay.
Depending on where that is. I don't know if we're retconning this, how far I'd be from the gate.
We're just going to keep it where it was.
Okay.
This is my bad. I didn't say anything. So make a strength check to break the grapple for the one holding you.
11.
I got a 14.
Damn it.
So you do this and you go to run and like pull your arm and get pulled back. And as you do so and kind of turn to look that way, a couple of the other guards that are watching this, one of them comes forward and grabs your arm with the shield. And one of them's going to try and take the shield off of you. If you want to try and resist that, I'd say make another strength check to like hold on to your shield.
That's a natural 1.
Okay, yeah, that's a natural 16 on their part. So your shield, like you go to turn your hand and it's the right angle and it just slips off of your hand and he's holding it and another one comes up and grabs that arm. And they're like, you can feel the grips tight on your upper arms as they turn you, kind of yank you, and start leading you to that hallway where there was those meeting rooms that you had first met Asutali.
No.
And as you start walking down that, Asutali you see her coming down the stairs itself and walking in your direction.
I have a hypothetical question.
Yes.
What if you meld your feet into stone?
I think it's all of you that happens.
It has to go. It's the whole body. I can like, just pick.
Okay.
Move me
If
now.
you meld your...
Yeah, bitch.
Cut her feet
So
off.
be a
Cut her
Vlad.
legs
Like,
off.
move me now.
Well, remember campaign 1 where you took people off at the knees?
That was awesome.
But
That
yes,
was a good
you
time.
see Asutali walking towards you. Straight up, kind of like if you saw the look of victory or like contentment on somebody, she's very like chest out, like walking with that stride of she's in charge type of attitude. And you can see flanking her are two of the Black Watch, the heavy armored, dark obsidian black armored face covered individuals stalking behind her. As she strides up and the guards kind of pull you in front of her, she's about 5 feet away from you and she looks to you with
I'll stop
a smirk
fighting
and
it
kind
and
of-
just like raise my chin up.
Okay. She tilts her head and gives a bit of like a, And she turns to the guards and says, I see you've got another one. This one and a couple of others have made an attempt on the High Arbiter's life.
That's not correct. I tried to warn the others against this. I came here to warn them
The
to not do
evidence
this.
points to otherwise. They were being assisted by, unfortunately, the Master Keeper himself. And you can see the two guards kind of look at each other and then look at her. And she speaks to them, but there's almost like you can hear like the subtle hushed whisper almost on the wind as she does. Like it's carried, her voice is carried to them by some other form as she says, I suggest that you inform the rest of the forces that their Master Keeper was behind this plot, and these others were part of it as well. Fortunately for us, 2 of them have been killed, as well as the Master Keeper himself, so it just leaves this one and her friends, whom we don't know if they are involved, but they will be dealt with in time. And you can see the 2 guards holding you. One of them basically goes, yes, the one that grabbed you in the first place and had been talking was, yes, that makes sense. We caught her out on the grounds, sneaking about. I wish we would have known sooner. Maybe we could have stopped them. And the other one kind of shakes his head and roll a perception check for me really quick.
That's only a 15.
A 15? That's enough to see you as you kind of glance over and you're looking at him and he kind of shakes his head. You see that all the other guards that had been around you have dispersed. These 2 are kind of carrying you towards her. And he shakes his head and kind of looks at her and goes, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like Lorenzo. I can't believe that he would do anything like that. Did you just try to cast magic on me? And as he says that, one of the black guards steps around Asutali and draws its blade and stabs it into the chest of this guard. And like stabs it into the chest, grabs him, spins him around, and holds his mouth shut. And grapples him and takes the blade and slits his throat.
Can I subtly cast Spare the Dying?
You do have one hand free now. You can make a sleight of hand check.
I would like to. 10. I'm sure they see that.
You like go to cast the spell and kind of subtly raise your hand, and Asutali reaches out and grabs your hand and then puts a finger up to your mouth and goes, shh, that's not allowed here. And You watch the Black Watchguard drag the now dead guard behind him, and the one guard who had captured you kind of looks at this happen and turns to her, and again you can hear the wind pick up her words, and she goes, he was part of this plot as well. He would have released her and helped them to assassinate the High Arbiter. And the guard, yep, he goes, yeah, that makes sense. Well, I guess we don't know who amongst us has turned. We better warn everyone about this. And she says, yes, we shall. And she turns and starts walking. The Black Watch guard turns, starts following her, and this guard who's holding you starts walking behind her as well.
Alrighty. What I'm gonna do is I want to release the stopper on the decanter of endless water.
Oh, that's right. They didn't take that. They took the drift globe instead. Okay.
Yeah, and then as it pulls around his feet, I'm gonna freeze it on his feet.
The guard's feet?
Yeah, the one that's holding me.
Wait, after they walk away, right?
Yeah, as Asutali and the black
They
guard
turn and he's following them probably about 5-10 feet back with you dragging you. Okay.
And as soon as it gets around his feet, I'll freeze it and make another break for it.
You have one hand free. I'm going to say you need to make a dexterity check to pull the decanter out and pop the lid off with your one hand that you've got.
8.
8? Mm-hmm. So you pull it out of your bag and go to fumble with the cap, and it's not coming off. He doesn't notice at the moment. He's just eyes locked on the back of them and dragging them. Make one more dexterity check to pop. You've got it. It's up against your chest and you're or your side, and you're trying to pop the top off, but it's kind of, it's bulky and oddly shaped for your one hand to so make one more check for me.
Attune to your dice real quick.
I did that when I started and I rolled a natural 20 out of game.
Yeah. If she can brace it, wouldn't that be easier?
Yes, but now she's trying to get it quickly enough before he sees.
Yeah. You said, wait.
Dexterity.
Okay. 15.
15? That's enough. You fumble with it another second, and as his eyes start to turn your direction, the cap pops off, and you turn and it pours out around his feet, and you freeze the water, and he stops in place. What the? And he looks, he's still holding you. His feet are frozen in place.
Making a break for it again.
Okay, try to make a strength check.
15.
10. So his feet freeze, and in that moment that he looks down and looks back at you, you pull and your arm breaks free, and you start to...
And as I run, I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on myself for dexterity.
Okay.
And I'm going to run to the gate. And if any of them make a grab for me, I'll cast Meld into Stone into the floor.
Okay.
So I'm going to start running towards the gate. And...
All right.
Dude, I'm Eminem right now.
Palm sweaty.
She's been eating mom spaghetti.
You turn and go to run, and you can hear Asutali's voice behind you, and she says, "Guards! She's escaping. She's the one who tried to murder the High Arbiters." And you can hear the boots, the heavy footfalls of the Black Watch guards turn and start to run after you.
I'm going to let the decanter keep flowing out so it makes it slippery.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay.
As I keep running, and if I get to the wall, and I'm sure the gate is closed, is there any sort of gap underneath the gate? Is underneath the gate made of stone?
The gate is it's just a heavily enforced wood and metal gate. But there's no gaps underneath it. You you make it out of the black hold itself. By the time you can still hear these footsteps coming to you, and you can see 2 guards about 35 feet from you turn as they hear Asutali's like yell and see you, and there's a moment of pause. So you have a moment. You're out in the open.
I'm so stressed. Okay. Fuck me. I'm going to cast False Life on myself. And that gives me extra hit points. Fuck, that only gives me 5 extra hit points. Fuck.
Read to me what false life does.
It
It just gives you the hit
just-
points.
Yeah, it gives you 1d4 plus 4 extra hit points.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Fuck me. I'm gonna take the potion of giant strength.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You have the potion of giant strength?
Yeah, it's in my bag.
I thought that was given to Vlad.
No,
I have
we
it,
kept
I
it
have
in the bag.
in my bag of holding.
No, I'm already strong enough.
I'm as strong as a
I have it
giant.
written in my bag of holding stash, and I have the card for it. So I figured I was in possession of it.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I'm going to take it.
Oh.
Okay. So-
instead of false
amazing.
life, actually, I'm going to do that instead of doing the false life.
All right, I'll allow this time, but just make sure you say something. It's happening.
Yeah,
This is okay.
Fair.
So you step out, you walk out of the black hold, and you can see these guards start to run towards you. And in that moment, you reach into your bag and pull out this potion, pop the cap, and chug.
Okay.
So that puts your strength at 20
19.
something.
it's at
19.
24
well, what did we say
No.
it was?
or 21.
It was
Yeah, it was
The
very
hill
sure.
giant, right?
Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 21.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna make a
Jesus.
break for the wall
Okay.
and try to climb it.
All right.
Okay.
That's all I got.
You make it to
Unless
the wall.
the gate looks easier. Whichever one looks easier.
They're both, I mean, they're both pretty flat.
And if the,
Is there like an
I don't know if
Assassin's
you'd
Creed
allow
route or
this.
something?
but like,
But-
could I do like shape water and like make like steps? I mean, that would probably take time.
It would take time.
Yeah.
And you have used this turn to exit and drink the potion.
Right. Fair enough.
So the guards, as you're drinking the potion, they start running towards you. They are gonna get up to you because they're about 35 feet away. They get up to you, and both of them are gonna try and grab you again. So roll a strength check with your 21 strength. That gives you a +5 to your strength.
No, it's an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so they both run up to you and grab onto your arms again, and you feel this strength and energy course through your veins. And you go to shake them off, and it doesn't, maybe it isn't working yet. Maybe it takes a second to kick in. It hasn't quite, they pull you, and it doesn't seem. Read the card. Does it
Does
give
it
you
increase
advantage?
your size or anything like that?
Yeah, read it fully, because I feel like it does something more than just
Right,
increase
yeah,
your
I thought so
strength, but
too.
I'm not positive. I can't remember.
That's all it does. It just increases your strength.
Okay. You know what? I'll say with drinking that, roll with advantage. So roll once more.
Thank you. But it was useless. That's an 11.
Okay. Still not enough. Yeah. So they come up, they grab you. You are now grappled by them. As you try to pull out of their grips, and they both they both hold your arms steady.
I'm not gonna fucking let them take me. I'm gonna
It
keep
is
doing shit.
it is your turn. That was their action and their movement.
Okay.
You can still hear the in the distance of the black watch guards running.
Is the decanter is still flowing out? I just have it hanging out of my hip with just the cap off, so
Yeah.
it's still just endlessly flowing.
So yeah, they're holding you, and as you hear this, what are you doing?
I'm gonna fuck me.
I'm gonna fuck them.
Hey, boys.
Are you guys polar meisters too?
Meisters. I'm going to cast Meld into Stone again. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna try to break out of the grapple.
Okay.
Is that with like disadvantage because 2 of them are holding me? Or
Yes.
Okay. 15?
15. Unfortunately, you go to break and both of them hold steady.
Is that
Like-
my action?
Yes, that is your action.
And you added the strength modifier from the potion, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I added a +5.
Would she not get advantage this time?
Well, because 2 of
No,
them are
'cause 2 of
holding
them.
me.
So it
I
would
mean,
have
I
been
don't
just
know
a
if that makes it
straight.
straight
It would have been a
Just
straight roll.
Yeah.
Well, the first roll was the 15.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Thank you for trying to help me. It's not going to work. I'm going to die.
Hey, same.
Same boat. Yay. Okay.
That's your.
That's pretty much my
Yeah,
whole
you're
turn.
kind of grappled, so you don't have
Yeah.
a movement.
Yeah,
So
I think I
you
have
try
a
to break
bonus
out. They hold you steady. DeWitt.
What?
I have time to think now. Thank God. Give me a sec.
So
That is not correct. I have 5.
the night goes by. Do you try to eat the food at all that is in front of you? Do you have any way that you can try and do
Can
that?
I even? Yeah, I can't move, can I? No, I have no way to eat it.
Okay.
I'm assuming. I'll just kick it over.
The night passes. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
3.
3.
Wait. Yep, 3.
Or let's say Constitution. I don't know if that makes it any better, but we're going to say Constitution. As you're
4.
having now not eaten for you don't know how long. You don't know how long it took for them to bring you down here. You don't know how long you've been in this cage, but you haven't eaten, and this food sitting in front of you as you go through the night, your stomach growling and just the position that your body's in, you find it hard to gain any good rest. You suffer 1 level of exhaustion. So that gives you disadvantage
Yeah.
on ability checks.
Word.
You're not sure what time of day. Tael, you as well. Neither of you are really sure what time of day it is, how long has passed, as it's just the same level of light in here constantly. And it's almost maddening. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw as well.
If it's during the night, it's a nat 20.
A nat 20.
So 23.
You've spent enough time out in the wilderness. You've had plenty of
Actually,
days.
sorry, 26.
You've had plenty of days that go by without food. Either the hunting goes bad, the foraging goes bad. This has happened before. So you're able to get some sleep. It's hard, but eventually you find that rest.
Just a short rest or like a long rest?
You take a long rest.
Cool.
But DeWitt, as your eyes open from the brief bit, maybe 15 minutes of shut-eye that you get that evening, you're not sure what time it is, how long you've been here. It's maybe an hour, 2 hours pass, and then you hear the slithering outside the stone door, or the metal door. Opens up, and in the darkness emerges that same serpent figure as she comes into the door. She sees you sitting there and basically she slowly, like deliberately slithers in and puts down a bucket. You hear like a slosh, like a slap almost, as this bucket gets set down. And she looks to you and says, "I thought we could have a little fun this time around, and I brought some friends to join us for the occasion.
I don't like fun.
Well, then you're going to love these guests that I brought for us. She reaches down
I regret saying that.
Roll a deception.
and reaches into the bucket and pulls up this slug-like creature that you can see this like jagged maw.
Ew, leeches.
And she looks at it, and you can see like this viscous slime dripping from it into the bucket. She picks it up and eyes it for, again, same as the day before, just studying it for a moment, just carrying this on. And then she comes towards you and says, have you ever experienced the pleasure of allowing a rot grub into your body?
Nah, but I've seen my friends do it.
Do you know what happens if they're there for too long?
I'm pretty sure I die.
Yes, they slowly burrow to your heart and feast upon it. It usually takes some, but one can also do the trick. And she reaches forward and sets it on your shoulder. And you can feel the kind of viscous slime start to like, almost like maple syrup, just slowly start to drip down your chest. And this thing undulates and moves and starts to crawl towards your neck. And then you feel the pierce of its teeth bite into your neck and start to burrow and pierce deeper into your body.
These are literally the worst creatures in D&D. I fucking hate these things.
That's why I still imagine them as rock grubs and imagine them as small pebbles with mouths.
That make it feel better.
Yeah.
They're like little onyxes.
Yeah, pretty much. Just an onyx biting me, you know?
Yeah, it's fine. It's burrowing into me.
Yeah, it's great.
So you take 2 piercing damage as it burrows
Am
in
I still
and
at the hit
starts
points
to...
I was at after she
Yes.
cut me up?
Yep.
Oh, shit. All right.
So it starts to burrow in and start to pierce through you. And starts to burrow into your skin. She slowly turns and slithers back to the bucket and reaches in and picks up another one and gazes at it in her hand for a moment and says, I do wonder how many you can handle. I've seen a man perish with just one that burrowed straight to his heart. But I've got a full house this evening, so you have an audience, it would seem. And she turns and slithers up to you and slowly reaches out and sets another one on your left thigh that's just sitting there folded underneath you. And again, you can feel the slime kind of slide down and undulate for a second. And then this one bites into your leg and just pierces through, and you suffer another 5 points of piercing damage as it starts to go in. At the same time, the other one, you can feel it start to move through your shoulder, like through your neck, down into your chest cavity, and you suffer another 6 points of piercing damage, so 11 total.
Okay.
She turns and slithers back, reaches into the bucket, and picks up another one, and just again deliberately eyes it and looks to you. Well, 2 so far. You're making good progress. And she slithers back towards you,
I'm not making good progress. This hurts like a bitch.
and she holds it to your chest. And then this one, the same thing. You feel it bite and start to pierce in to your abdomen. Another 6 points of piercing damage. And the other 2, you can feel move slowly through your system. And you suffer another 9 points of piercing damage as those 2, you can feel the one in your leg start to crawl forward up your thigh, inside your flesh. The one in your neck slowly burrowing down into your chest cavity. She turns, slithers back to the bucket, and reaches her hand in and picks up another one. Again, same process. Eyes it slowly. Well, you do have quite the libido, it would seem.
Ugh.
She turns and slithers back to you.
I'm gonna start singing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you singing?
Don't you worry.
Old pirates, yes, they rob us. Sold us to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took us from the bottomless pit. But our hand was made strong by the hand of the lioness. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever have, redemption songs. Redemption songs.
Are you just singing, or are you casting something upon yourself? Or are you just singing?
I'll cast enthralling performance on her.
Okay. Read to me if you can. What that I can look it up really quick.
I have no idea if I can. I know it's just
That's
like
why
an innate
I'm-
ability. I have.
I'm your biggest fan.
Oh my god! Why was I even doing this to you?
Fucking bitch. You're the worst fan I've ever had.
Why aren't you on Altarian
If I
Idol?
perform for at least 1 minute, you can attempt to inspire wonder in your audience by singing, writing, or reciting a poem or dancing. At the end of the performance, I choose a number of humanoids within 60 feet of you who watched and listened to all of it. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against my spell or be charmed by me. While charmed in this way, the target idolizes me, blah, blah, blah. It hinders anyone opposing me. It ends after on a target after 1 hour. Yeah.
Okay. So it's saving throw. What is your DC?
14.
14. Some music. Okay. As you sing this,
Wait. Continue, but I'm just... Yeah, just continue, sorry.
as you sing this, she's grabbed that other one and she's inching forward and reaching it towards your lower right abdomen. And you finish your song and she stops and blinks. And she looks up to you and says, I have never heard words quite so enthralling.
That's great. Can you get these things out of me real quick if you, liked it so much?
Only if you perform for me again.
Every day I'll perform for you. Just get
She
these out of me, please.
Turns back and slithers to the bucket and throws the
Oh
rock
my
grub in the bucket. And she turns and goes to the door and opens it. And she slithers out, and you can still see the end of her tail hanging into the door itself. And then she slithers back in holding a torch. And she slithers up to you and goes, this unfortunately is going to hurt. And she stabs the torch into your side, basically. And you suffer another 5 points
Make
of
your
fire
screams
damage.
pretty, and maybe she'll like
Oh
you
my
more.
god, okay.
But as you do, you can feel the three that are inside of you just and like make their way out as they fall and slop out onto the floor. There's like a slight screech of them, and she pulls the torch back, and she just sits there and says, well, my song. You promised me another performance.
I will sing another for you if you let me out of these chains.
I'm sorry.
I'll do it after the song, I promise.
I can't do that.
Why not?
unfortunately, because I do not have the power to do so, and well,
Who does?
it's beyond your understanding. But I'm happy to hear you more.
well, can you heal me or give me some food or something? Something like
Yes.
that. Literally
Of course.
anything, yeah.
And she slithers out. About 15, 20 minutes pass. The door opens again and she comes in, the bowl of food and a potion that you can see is a healing potion. And she uncorks it and puts it into your mouth and feeds it to you. It's just a basic healing potion, but you recover 10 points of health.
Fuck yeah.
I was at 3.
Oh, holy shit.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right.
And she sits next to you and like this.
One more burrow.
She has a spoon and starts to feed you this like thick porridge with some type of meat inside of it that you're not quite sure of, but you've gone without food for so long that it's nourishing enough that you don't care, and she feeds this to you slowly. As she does, she finishes and puts the bowl back in and says, "And another song, please. I have done what you asked."
Yeah. I'll sing another song for you. Will you answer some questions for me after?
I will do my best.
Okay. It was early in the evening when they went down in the sewers. They came climbing from the surface just to see what was newer. There's some outlaws loose and running, came a whisper from each lip. And they're here to do some business with the schlongbow on their on their head. Big schlongbow.
Big schlong. Big schlong. That's so fucking funny.
I like that one.
Yeah. Don't worry. There's more.
He's got more.
You see her, she listens intently, and then as you finish, she says, "That was... I've never heard any music quite like yours. It is quite magical. So, what is it that you ask of me?" Know that it's been about 45 minutes at this point. Since you've sung, she went and got everything, came back, cleaned you up, fed you the potion, fed you. It's been about 40 minutes. Tael, note, you hear DeWitt's song echo down the hallway.
I mean, I probably would have heard him scream first, so there's going to be something I would be doing during that time.
Okay, what would you like to be doing?
I mean, we can
during
wait
that
till we're
time?
done with his part
Okay.
first.
How many of you are there?
Countless. We have an empire.
Where am I?
You are in Chor Sundreth.
Where the fuck is that?
Do you really not know?
I mean, yeah.
You are underground, in the Underdark.
Uh-oh.
Do you know Asutali?
I can't say that. I've never heard the name, no.
What?
What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Why? Why can't I cast my magic in here?
The walls are imbued with anti-magic spells. We have held many magical prisoners here. The drow are quite inept at it.
Why is there no way I can get out of here? Why won't you let me help? You speak so highly of me.
Because your music is wonderful, but there are higher purposes for you.
Like what?
Well, you will be freed of the flesh that binds you, the human flesh that limits you.
But I like my human flesh. I don't want that.
You will not feel that way. No.
I'm pretty sure I feel that way
In
now.
time, you
I
will
don't
understand.
No, I won't. I won't understand.
You will.
Okay, can you talk some sense into your higher purpose or whatever and get me out of here?
My higher purpose is... It will soon be your higher purpose as well.
I don't want that though. You got to understand, I want to make songs for you. I don't want to be, You love my song so much. I can't be doing that if I'm getting my body fucked up, right? So would you please just let me go?
I cannot let you go, unfortunately, but I do not wish to harm such a beautiful voice.
You will be if you say what you're going to do. If you're going to do what you say you're going to do.
Maybe I can get others to listen.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you can convince them otherwise.
I could
But
try.
I cannot do anything above their wishes.
Well, can you bring me your leader?
Can I see your manager?
To speak with your manager, please.
That is quite impossible for me to do, as
Why?
he resides within a different city.
And you just take orders from him? Shouldn't you be the top dog, making all the big shots?
No,
Why not?
because that is not the way.
So, the way
Do you know
changes.
Dewey?
I know the way.
I will show you the way. You soon will know the way. It will be your way.
No,
as
I already
well.
know the way. I'm telling you, my way is way better. man.
Once you are freed from these emotions and shackles
Listen,
that
if I
bind
sang-
you will understand.
If I sang another song for you, could I convince you that my way is way better than yours? Obviously, you love my music so much.
I don't think that is the case, but you can sing me another song if you
Well,
prefer.
I mean, if that's not the case, I'm not going to sing you another song.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. See, that's the real torture.
So you have this conversation with her. Are there any other questions that you would like to ask?
Where's my stuff?
It has been taken and put away.
Where?
Where we keep everyone who resides here.
Which is where?
In the storage area.
Which is just like out the door and to the right or something?
Something like that.
Can you give me a detailed description of where my stuff is?
Unfortunately, I cannot,
Why not?
because I'm not allowed to.
That is stupid. Why aren't you allowed to do anything except torture me?
That is my job and my pleasure in this life.
It's your pleasure?
Yes.
That's weird, man. Why don't you try singing songs?
I am sorry, these creatures.
She's like, you know,
trying so hard.
Yeah, then she meant to it. She went down a totally different course.
That is not my path in this life. Unfortunately.
What
I am
about the
not a
next
singer.
life?
You make your
Why don't
own
you start now?
decisions.
The next life is unimportant if there is one.
I mean, I'm sure there is. So, wouldn't you want to be a nice singer in the next life, learning from this one?
No,
Why not?
because I do not care to sing. But your words, yours is the only song I need.
Start singing.
So this questioning goes for another 20 minutes. An hour passes. And as you're having this line of inquiry with her, there's a moment where she's listening to you and then her eyes shudder and her gaze falters for a moment and then she shakes her head and turns to you and says, "It seems I have underestimated you." She turns and grabs a piece of cloth and shoves it into your mouth and ties it and says, "I won't make that mistake again. I will see you tomorrow." And she drags her hands onto your chin and lingers for a moment and then turns and slithers out the door.
What was the name of the place you talked about?
Chor Sundreth.
Chor Sundreth?
CHORSUNDRETH.
Mom's
DR.
tour sundress.
Chores, sundress.
That's where I am currently?
Yes.
In the Underdark?
Yes.
You're like the Underdark, and we're all like, what the fuck?
Tail. While this is going on, you hear first screams from DeWitt for a few minutes, and then song,
Sorry.
and then silence.
I would have been doing something like right as I woke up, or for my long rest, or actually, because like I was trying to, during my long rest, I wanted to focus on praying to Lyra,
Okay.
and I wanted to ask her, I was like, Lyra, you helped me out of a big situation before. I know that your type of thing is not usually breaking out of places like this. But if, I don't know, maybe you can make me look like one of the snake people, then they will let me out of here or something. but I don't want to be here forever, and I don't know what's going to happen to my friends, and I want to make sure that Dawitt is safe and other things like that. That's something that I would have been doing like throughout, kind of like, thinking about throughout the night during my rest.
Nothing happens as you pray throughout the morning.
Okay. If that doesn't work, pretty much the instant I hear DeWitt make his first scream, I'm going to start praying to, how do you pronounce it? Maglubiet?
Maglubiet. Yeah.
I'm going to start praying to him, and I'm going to say, I hear my friend screaming out in pain. I know that I have not always been on the same sort of path that you are, and that I have kind of forgotten your teachings and ignored all of it. But if I have to do anything to help make sure that my friends survive, I will sacrifice myself for them. And if you want it, I shall do your bidding again. If you let me out, if you help me get out of here, I will do what you want. I will punish all of those people who do not worship you. I will wage the wars that you want, just as long as I know that DeWitt can be safe. And if it means that I have to kill all of these here, then I shall do so.
I want you to roll percentile dice.
Oh my god.
Divine intervention is like a really, really hard DC.
Ooh, only 27.
You say these prayers and you wait. You don't hear anything.
Keep praying.
Okay. Pretty much throughout the entire thing, I'm gonna continue praying to him, and I'm gonna try and summon my weapon in my hand right now.
Okay. As you're praying and you try to do so, again, you feel like the tendrils of magic reach out, try to grasp at something, and then just dissipate.
Okay. Then I'm going to be like, okay, if you need proof, then I shall, I guess try to draw my own blood somehow. I will show you that I mean what I am trying to do. I will pretty much do anything to make sure my friends are safe, even if it means for getting about everything that I have been doing. Then I'm gonna try and fidget with the copper wire I've kept in my mouth this whole entire time, and I'm gonna try and stab the sides of my cheek with it.
That's right.
And I'm
Well
gonna
played, sir.
continue to try and just try and poke holes in my mouth and do stuff to try and draw blood as some sort of
Okay.
thing for him.
Roll a mouth dexterity check.
It's like trying to tie a cherry stem.
He talks a lot, so he should get advantage.
Dexterity 13.
A 13. You're poking the side of your cheek, but it's not with enough force to draw. You're just rubbing it raw at this point.
Okay.
You assume that maybe if you go for a while, you'll probably rub it.
I'm gonna
enough
bite
that
my
you
tongue.
Okay. So you bite down on your tongue and you suffer a point of damage.
Good work.
And you can feel the warm and taste the iron as the blood starts to rush into your mouth and then down your lip and onto your chin and past your throat. You can feel the blood.
Okay, then, I'm just going to continue praying, just going to continue
Actually, wait.
That's angsty as hell.
You couldn't do that. You have a gag in your mouth.
So, what type of gag is it?
It's it's in your mouth. It's tied so you can't bite down. You can't talk. It's tight.
Okay, then I'm going to take my head and bang it up against the wall behind me.
Okay.
Oh, we heard Mason.
Escalating.
Just yanked on your manacles.
Yeah, just yank on your manacles.
Okay.
So dramatic.
So you suffer the 1 point of damage from it, and you can feel the skin break and start to bleed a little bit and run down.
Then
your
I'm
neck.
going to continue saying that I'm going to be sacrificing, I promise I will, even if it means that I cannot see my friends again. I just want them to be safe. I don't know what has happened to Dawitt. All I can hear is the screaming. I don't know what's going to happen to my friends back in Whitehorn. Even if it means I must leave them, I will do whatever it takes. Then just continue to do that, whether it does something or not. Like that's just what I'm doing.
As you're doing this, you about 5 minutes before had heard another song from Dawitt. Or not, probably about 15 minutes before. And there's silence. And then you can hear the faint opening and closing of one of the doors. And then slithering, and it stops in front of your door. And then your door opens. And you see this serpent-like figure slither in. And she comes in and she says, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I've had other guests to entertain, but my full attention is yours now. And she comes forward. She comes forward and lays a bundle down on the ground and begins to spread it and look through it. And she says, now, just to pick the tool of our fun today. Let's see, shall we? And she reaches and pulls up what looks to be a pair of pliers and says, this seems like it could be entertaining, doesn't it? And she starts to move towards you. The rest of you. It's been probably an hour, 2 hours at this point. You've not heard from or seen your companions.
Did we?
We had an agreed upon time.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Okay, I just can't remember what the details of that were.
I think
Danny
it was.
can't.
I think you guys agreed upon an hour, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Is Lorenzo still at the bar?
No, Lorenzo wasn't there that entire day. He avoided it while you guys did what you did.
Fuck.
You have not seen him.
Asuteli said Lorenzo is dead, didn't she?
She did. To you.
Oh, right.
You guys, I'm starting to get worried.
Those two were dead.
Yeah, that's why I don't think
So we'll say it's hit. I don't know how long you guys would wait. It hit the hour mark. You didn't hear anything. Then however long you guys waited until past an hour and you still haven't heard anything, that's where we're at.
Okay.
I'd say 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
What should we do?
Well, first things first, I think we need to hide. Because
they know that we're part.
they,
Can we all disguise ourselves?
they would suspect.
I'm white.
white privilege.
Jesus Christ.
Well, what should we do? What should we go up there? What should we do? We didn't really have a contingency plan for.
We need to find somewhere else to stay. We need to find somewhere to hide. We cannot go near the tower yet. We need to make a plan before we can even.
But by then, it might be too late. They are already late. We have not heard a word. And if we wait any longer, they might not be here.
What good will it do if we get caught?
What good will it do if they die?
Hey, why don't we just... we need to leave here now, right?
Yes,
because
right now our first plan of action is to leave
I can
this
disguise
place.
myself. Can any of you guys?
No.
Yeah, look, there's like a blanket over there. Yeah, maybe I'll use that.
All right. Well, I've been practicing on Tael, so I've got my disguise kit, and I've been getting really good at it.
It's okay. We don't need to do a disguise. We can sneak around. I have
Let's do
pass
that
without
then.
trace.
So
Where
I
will
have.
we go?
So we can what was the crap? What was the other bar that was somewhat nearby called again? I don't.
The other bar?
Or tavern or something.
I'm looking.
Because there was.
The black. I have no, not the Black Watch.
I stopped keeping notes halfway through last session.
I know, I
was
got-
too stressed out.
Same here.
But the first note says the heist. What could go wrong?
The
Fucking
closest
everything.
one to the Gilded Gauntlet
sorry.
would be probably the Raven's Perch.
Sounds like your place.
Weird.
So let's go there. Maybe we
yes,
can try
our
to
first
sneak
plan
out.
of action is to leave this place.
Can we go out the same window that Nimueh took the Tael and Dawitt out of? Remember, that's how she got them out of the building.
Yes.
Or not the Raven's Perch, but just Raven's Perch.
Okay.
So before we leave, they will be looking for people who match our descriptions.
Well, that's why I'm saying I can try to disguise you guys.
I would disguise Velad because he is the most noticeable.
Yeah, disguise Velad, and
I
then
can
the rest
cut-
of us, we will just have to make do.
I can cut my hair off.
Did you take the Rat King mask? Did I ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
they have
took it.
that. You don't take. Oh, I've got it. This was supposed to be a fun thing for veracity or challenge, but I will do it now. Okay, so first, okay, I bought this I made this monocle. It's out of wire, so you just have to keep it up to your eye. You just kind of have to squint a little bit. And I have a top hat and I have a jacket. It was for a challenge that is totally irrelevant now, but here.
You just been carrying that shit.
Carried that the whole time?
No, only for a few days, okay? So, Vlad, it actually was for you, so it's going to fit.
What?
Here you go. Here's all these things. You have to wear
You got
clothes.
me a jacket?
Yeah, I know it's weird for you, but you have to
Loincloth jacket, top hat, monocle.
pocket pants.
And a hat?
Yeah, there's a top. Here's a top hat for you, and here's this monocle. It's just string.
It's like,
So
wow,
I'll
some
tie it-
people with money use these things.
I know, that's the whole point. The whole thing
Am
I
I
was going to
rich?
do, I was going to have you try to go around and convince people that you were noble and try to, pretend you were noble because I knew you would never be able to do it. And so, but it doesn't matter now. It will function as a disguise.
It will function as a disguise.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is
Yeah, I
you're
saw
going
that
to
guy in
wear
a
all
top
this.
hat and a monocle last night.
This is totally gonna work.
I am so noble now.
No, you can't say that though. Then it will not work.
Okay, yes. So
So,
our first plan,
here you go.
plan of action is to leave this place.
Okay.
And then from there, wherever we decide to go, I say that Raven's Perch,
Okay, let's go.
and then we can make a plan from there. But we have to make a decision. Indecision will be our loss.
Okay. So we're going to the Raven's Perch.
Yes.
All right, let's go now.
Okay.
Out the window?
Well, let's take a look first. Is there anybody at the window?
At the window?
Or in the alley out the window?
Yeah, like if we look out the
Make a
window, is there
perception
anybody
check.
there?
Been a tuning. 5. Yeah.
Seems clear.
All right, and then I'm going to go check the door and put my ear to it to see if it sounds like there's any type of commotion downstairs or anything of interest happening.
Perception check.
5.
Sounds quiet.
All right, we're all clear. Let's go.
Okay. I cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
So
So where you guys going out the window?
Yeah, into the alley.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to say at this point, if we cross by anyone, leave all the talking to Nyx.
What, me?
Yes. Do you really trust the other 3 here to do any talking right now?
Well, me and Irfan got out of a really bad situation. Well, not a bad situation, but we talked our way out of it earlier.
Okay, maybe Irfan. But Vlad, we're gonna have to keep quiet here.
Yeah, they'll just take a look at you and they'll know that you know that they don't need to talk to you.
I'm almost noble, so I'll just cue to you.
Yeah. Just
Yes.
do
Yes.
that.
Perfect.
The only problem is that I gave them my thieves' tools and I don't have any.
That's okay. We will make do.
Okay.
We'll figure something out.
Okay, let's go.
But right now, let us go.
The rest of us are Velad's servants.
All right. So yeah, I cast Pass Without Trace. And then I'm gonna roll a stealth check.
Okay. Yeah, all of you roll past without a trace. It's chase check. Trip. Stealth checks.
I rolled a 0 on the pass without a trace check.
Oh.
Did you really?
No, it's just it doesn't.
I thought you got a 1 and then you had a negative. I got a 34.
Jesus.
29.
31.
Wow.
What is that, stealth? 11,
Plus your dex.
12,
Plus 10.
22.
Yeah.
22.
We're
invisible.
It's like, how did you get 12 when
So
you
you
got
guys-
a plus 10?
Yeah.
You guys quite quietly
This is Dungeons
open
and
the
Dragons.
window and
Magic.
crawl out and make your way down from the second story. And as you drop into the alleyway below you, unaware of you being there and kind of whistling, you turn, and right under your window, but kind of like in a place like up against it, you see a guy that's like, and he's wobbling and peeing on the wall itself and just staring at the wall and just wobbling and kind of mumbles to himself a little bit. Doesn't notice you.
drunk.
And you keep walking and go behind him.
Cool.
That's really funny.
It's like
that's a scene out of a movie for sure.
it's like 1 a.m. at
I
this
can literally
point.
picture this moment. I've been in this moment.
The streets are pretty empty.
Yeah, what time is it about
it's
right
like
now?
1, almost like breaching 2 a.m. at this point.
Okay.
So you guys make your way through the streets. It's pretty empty aside from the occasional drunk or, somebody walking. There's the occasional guard patrol, but with that stealth, you guys easily stay within the shadows.
Oh no, never mind. I was just thinking of something.
You make your way to where you had heard the Raven's Perch to be, and end up coming upon this 2-story timber building, and out front you can see this kind of small walled-in yard with like a garden and some tables in the center of it. And the sign hanging above it has just a simple black raven on like a perch.
Are there windows that like while you're approaching it that you can like see like the inside of it like clearly? Like is it like pretty like
There's windows on both floors, yeah, and you can see there's still light, like torchlight coming through the windows.
While we approach it, can I look out for like if there are like if there's anyone that looks like a guard, like either inside the tavern, just like walking by through like looking at the window,
you've
or like
passed
outside?
plenty of guards walking, just patrolling through the streets, but none
I know,
of them
but
have
just
seen
like
you.
in the tavern itself.
Okay,
like
so
around the
you guys
tavern.
go to the tavern, or you're looking in the window of the tavern?
Like as we're approaching it, I just want to like be able to like look through the window to see if there's like a guard like inside the tavern.
Yeah, roll a
itself.
perception check.
Where? 17.
17. The tavern's empty aside from one person who is passed out with a flagon on the table, and you can see behind the bar, just above, like you can see the bar, and just above it is like this little frock of hair that seems to be cleaning or like doing something behind the bar. And that's all you can see within the bar or the tavern itself.
Okay. I relayed this to all of them. Like, okay, so there's only one person in there. Probably also obviously the barkeep, but I think for now we should be okay going in there.
Okay, but what are we going to do? Just try to figure out what to do?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, I guess we just go inside the tavern.
Okay. You walk in, and it's just like a normal kind of open tavern floor. There's a small fire that crackles in a fireplace along the far wall from the door, and to the left you can see the bar. And as the door opens, there's like a slight like chime above it, like ching, ching, chime as you walk in, and the head stops and turns, and you can see like step up on tiptoes and look in your direction. And as you approach, you can see this slender halfling woman that stands there just in common cloth clothes and kind of shoulder length, scraggly, dirty blonde hair. Just looks at you all and says, "Oh, hello. It's a bit late for coming in here. Is there something I can help you all with? We're looking for rooms. I've got maybe one of them left."
Oh no, we just fine. We just came by. We heard it was a pretty nice place. Just wandering around town, just been drinking. And if you can just give us a round of ale, please. And then I toss her 2 gold.
You toss them on the table, and she goes, "Well, I was just cleaning up for the night, but I guess I could pour a few more." And she slides the gold and grabs some shined glasses that she had just cleaned and picks them up and walks over and starts pouring 4 mugs for you and sets them on the table and goes, listen, I was thinking about cutting out here soon. If you're looking for rooms, I can take care of that for you, but...
I think we'll be okay. I think we're just gonna have this drink and then maybe head out if that's all right with you.
Yep, that's just fine.
Okay.
Where would you like us to leave the glasses?
Just on the counter. I'll take care of them in the morning.
Thank you.
Let's say we sit at the furthest corner away from ears and stuff like that.
There's one person that's passed out on a table.
Far away as this passed out person as possible.
Okay, so you go to that corner and I'll sit down to discuss what to do next.
I'm...
Okay.
You're what?
Never mind.
Okay. Nimueh. So these 2 guards have just rushed up to you after you've drank this potion and grabbed you as you tried to move free. Didn't quite work.
I cast Bane.
On the 2 guards?
Out of the Hands of the Night initiative, yeah.
Okay.
And then I try to break the grapple again.
Okay. Go for it. Disadvantage with 2 of them, so just a straight roll. Natural 1.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Okay.
It's a natural 1.
Yeah, you cast Bane, and in the surge, it's almost like they feel the spell take hold, like some type of magic course through them, and they grip tighter, and you're just like unable to shake anything. Yeah, and they turn and start dragging you back towards the Blackhold itself. At this point, you can see one of the Black Watch guards enter into the doorway of like the archway of the Blackhold, and about 10 feet behind one of the other ones that has now righted himself and stood up from slipping on the ice. And they stop as they see the guards bringing you towards. They're dragging you so they can't really dash, so they get about 30 feet. You're not quite there yet. It's now your turn if you would like to try and break free again.
Yeah, I'd like to try to break free again.
Okay.
Motherfucker. That's a 14.
14.
That wasn't the roll. It was a 9
So
plus 5.
You shake again and try to break free, and one of them loses his grip for a second and immediately grabs back on tighter. Doesn't seem to shake him. They take you
That was
another...
with the negative D4, right?
No, it was not. You break free. So you, as they turn and start dragging you, you shake, and the strength finally courses through, and you throw your hands up, and it throws both of them off, and they stagger for a second.
Dude, Nimueh's buff.
You're free. You've got a movement.
I fucking book it towards the gate, towards
Okay.
the walls.
All right, so you turn and start running the 30
Actually,
feet they just
Are
dragged
there
you.
any like buildings around here that I could like duck around the side of?
I mean, there's that Temple of Ayun. There's the forge of Lofgren's.
Okay.
There's like the guard barracks.
Is there
like,
anywhere
that's there?
that I can go within sight, within my 30 feet of movement, that would get me out of sight of the guards?
No,
Okay.
because you're kind of like on the path between the Blackhold's door and the main gates itself. A little further away from you is like that garden, not garden, but like central area where there's that statue and kind of the hedges that line it. Past that's the temple, Lofgren's place, and then like the guard station. That's kind of about it. You're kind of out in the open right now.
Okay. Okay. Fuck me. Man, I wish I was a rogue so I could bonus action dash. But...
Hey, look over there.
Would you look at that? Ah!
She's escaping that way.
Look at those.
What are those?
just run.
Run where?
Towards the... Which one's closer? The Temple of Ayun, I'm sorry.
The gates are the closest to you. If you're asking building-wise, I'd say the temple's probably the closest to you. It's not super close,
Yeah.
but it's closest to you. You'd have to cross the courtyard to get there.
I don't know how you have anything that's a bonus action.
Just jump through the fence.
Just jump through the fence?
Yeah.
Just... I don't have anything with which to do that. Okay.
Your body.
I'm just gonna run towards the gates for now.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
I'm assuming you're dashing.
Yeah.
So by the time you dash, you get pretty much right to the gates.
Okay.
About 60 feet from where you were taken.
Okay. I don't have.
No, you used your action to
anything
break
I can
free.
do. Yeah.
Okay. So they're, as this happens, they're gonna turn
And run
and-
back at me. Yeah.
Yeah, you break free and they turn and run towards you.
I mean,
and
they have to
they're-
use their action to dash to get to me.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna get towards you. The Blackwatch guards are, they're just gonna start. Like they watch this happen, they stopped, watch this happen, and then they start to walk out. But they're still probably about 60, 70 feet from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's your go. These guards have turned and run up next to you, and they're both like reaching out to grab you again. A slippery, sneaky little snake.
Fuck. I'm going to. This is so rough. I didn't prepare any spells for this sort of shit. Like I don't have fucking anything. I'm going to cast guidance on myself and then try to haul. I'm just gonna try to climb the wall. I'm gonna try to climb it.
Okay.
How high is it?
The walls are about. They're about 50 feet high.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
This is my only way out. Like this is all I can do to get out.
So you're half speed to climb.
Uh-huh.
And it would be an acrobatics.
I thought it was strength to climb.
No, it is acrobatics, I believe.
Wouldn't it be athletics?
I thought it was athletics because you're having to use your strength to haul yourself up. I mean, it's
yes.
different for like monks.
I get the two mixed up a lot. It is athletics.
The
Athletics?
two are really close together, honestly.
Yeah, they're similar. They're kind of interchangeable in certain situations, but I always thought that climbing was athletics. Okay.
We'll do athletics.
Okay. Fuck.
I feel like climbing something stationary would be athletics. Something like
17.
Use your guidance.
Oh, plus my guidance. Thank you, Ben.
Oh god.
Oh, that's only just a +1, but 18.
Okay. So yeah, you start climbing.
And- Never mind. Sorry.
You start climbing and you get 15 feet up.
Sick.
Can you dash while you're climbing?
Yeah, I
Just so you know,
dashed
the
climbing.
water
No,
is
she's
still
using her
sloshing
action
out
to
of
climb.
the-
Okay.
Just making sure.
The water's still
Yeah.
sloshing out of the
Mhm.
canter. I've just left it open.
Okay.
Can you use
Yeah.
it as a jetpack?
So you turn and you start just
Maybe for the
climbing
last- for the
whatever
last one, I'll
handhold
try.
you can find and start
water
climbing up this
jetpack.
wall. You make it 15 feet up and the guards rush up to the bottom of the wall and kind of look at each other. You can hear
Just having
them.
water just like.
Yes, it's just splashing down. I mean, they're standing
You're
outside
taking
of
a
where the
shower.
water's splashing down.
Fucking shoot me, bitch. Do it.
Roll a
Fucking
perception
dare
check.
you.
You can hear them mumble, like say something to each other.
Oh god, if there's magic, I'm fucked. That's terrible. 9. Get
Yeah.
this dice out of my face. Give me a different one.
Give me a different one. You can't quite hear what is said.
I don't want that one.
But one of them turns and starts taking off back towards the Blackhold.
Yeah,
The other two Blackwatch make it about 10 feet from you.
10 feet from the wall.
10 feet from the wall.
So, you know, with the math. Pythagorean theorem.
triangles.
Triangle.
What do they mean? Illuminati.
10 squared plus 15 squared equals c squared.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum.
Whoop to scoop. Whoop to whoop.
A shoe. I don't know how the song
I am
goes.
Vlad the Noble.
Yeah, that's not how I anticipated using that. I was like chuckling to myself, like, this is gonna be so funny.
You see how some of the things you do, you don't plan on how you're gonna use it, and then you end up singing "It Wasn't Me" at a funeral. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes.
That's how it be sometimes.
So, one of the Black Watch guards that is down below, is going to start mumbling
Mumbling. Don't
or
like
speaking
that.
under his breath.
Don't like that.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as you start to see this stream of twisting colors start to weave through the air around you and onto the rocks and into the wall itself and out. Just this rainbow of neons and matte and muddled colors just start wrapping around.
You got this. Easy peasy. What the fuck?
That didn't roll in the tray, right? So it doesn't count.
I don't ever use those,
Yeah.
no matter what they are.
Okay,
Even if
that
it's
one's
20,
gone.
I don't use it.
Oh, 21?
21. You start to feel yourself wobble and almost lose your grip on the wall itself and regain your composure and shake it off and the colors kind of dissipate.
Okay.
You keep climbing. So you climb.
I'm gonna use my dash action.
We're using your action to climb. So it's just
Oh,
How
it's not,
high
you
is this
can't. I
fucking wall?
thought that you could do movement to climb.
it's what you're doing. There's not really, you can't really dash up a wall unless you're
A rogue.
you're proficient or you climb. Yeah. So you
swim.
you make it up another 15 feet,
How
Can
high is
I-
this wall?
50 feet.
Oh,
So you're 30 feet up at this point.
What is that? 5d6 if she falls?
30 feet is 3d6.
It's every 10 feet?
10 feet.
Oh wait, I used my action. I can't do that. Motherfucker. Why don't I have any bonus actions? I have healing word. That's the only bonus action I've got.
Mhm.
I'm mad. That's all I can do. That's literally all
Why
I can
don't
do
you
is
show
just
them
keep-
some good faith and heal them? Don't worry about me. Here's some help.
I'll be fine.
Sorry about my shield.
Diversion and distraction.
Okay.
I'll just keep going.
Yeah, so you make it up that 30 feet. The
No, I don't have my shield.
the Black Watch guards make it to the edge of the wall and just kind of look up at you. And one of them says, in this very hissed, common, just says, "I suggest you let go and come with us." You should make another wisdom saving throw.
I suggest that you shut the fuck up, bitch.
Make him make a wisdom throw.
Please. Lord, that was a natural 20 on the outside, but I'm not going to count that because I didn't count the last one that rolled on the outside.
Unfortunately not.
But that's a natural 16, so 23.
Yeah. Again, you feel the urge to let go and
You
fall
say
back.
I suggest you shut the fuck up or whatever.
I yell that down to them.
Yeah.
I suggest you shut the fuck up.
Okay.
I suggest.
All right. You stay holding on.
Keep
You-
climbing.
You begin to keep climbing. So you make it up 45 feet. You can see the edge of the wall. You're almost there. As you get to that point and you glance back down, you see one of the Black Watch guards start to rise off the ground and make its way up
I don't
towards
like
you.
that. I don't like that.
As it rises and you turn
What
and
the fuck is
it
its flying
sticks
speed?
right next to you and just looks. As you look in the face, you can see the covered like cowled face, and the helmet covers a lot, but you can see these serpent-like yellow eyes staring back at you.
Wings?
It doesn't have wings.
Fuck is that? Oh, it's flying? Oh,
It
it's
is
just cast
flying, though.
just cast
Fuck that.
And we're
Don't
gonna
like
take a
that.
quick break there.
I'm so scared.
We'll be right back, everyone. All right. Welcome back, everybody. So, we left off with Nimueh scaling the walls surrounding the Blackhold. And as you got about 5 feet from the edge of it, one of the Blackwatch guards' forms begin to rise off the ground and now comes up right next to you as you're about 5 feet from the wall.
From like the top of the wall?
From the top of the wall. DeWitt.
You fucking asshole. I'm gonna go cry in the bathroom now.
I'm gonna cry right here.
Or I guess this would be to Tael because that's where we left off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So,
I'm not gonna cry.
as this serpent figure picks these pliers up, she slowly slithers in your direction. And she says, I have not had the pleasure of having many of your kind within these walls. It will bring me great joy to figure out what it is that breaks you. We'll start slowly, shall we? And she slithers forward and takes the pliers to your hands. And one of them clamps down on your fingernail on your right hand. And she begins to pull. And the pliers slip off your fingernail for a moment. And she takes them again and grabs on and pulls harder this time. And your fingernail pulls out of your finger. You suffer 3 points of damage as there's a kind of a spurt of blood that emanates from your finger. And she drops. You see your the kind of yellow hued tint of your nail spattered with the red blood onto the ground. She moves on to the next finger.
I'm just pretty much gonna try and stay silent as I can and just focus on praying more.
Okay. She pulls another fingernail. Another 1 point of damage.
Sounds like you didn't need to bash your head in. She's just gonna.
She's gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
She moves on to the next fingernail and notices the blood trailing down your head in the wall. And she goes, seems you tried to do my job for me. Now that's not fun for either of us, is it?
I nod, yeah.
She goes, a good sport. I like breaking those. She moves on to that next finger and pulls another one. And then another. Makes her way through your right hand and pulls all the fingernails on it. You suffer another 8 points total of damage. As you can feel the warm liquid blood kind of flowing down your hand from the missing nails. And she turns and kind of moves back and goes, well, it seems this is not the technique to irk you. Let us try something a bit more fun.
Try and point to the gag in my mouth.
Oh, is it that you wish to speak? That's unfortunate now, isn't it? Now don't go anywhere. I'll be back. And she slowly rolls up her roll and turns and...
That's the sound that Tael makes.
Yeah. Turns and exits the door and comes back. Another 15 minutes and the door opens. She slithers in and you can see her holding a bucket.
Oh no.
And sets the bucket down.
This is a bucket.
She said, I figured we'd skip one step and go straight to another. This is one of my favorite methods to entertain those staying with me. And she reaches her hand in and pulls her hand out, and you can see hanging by the tail,
Tail?
a rat that is just squirming and struggling and like biting towards her arm, but not able to like lift its head up. And she takes the bucket and kind of walks over and says, "Oh, we'll see how long this will take." And she puts the rat back in the bucket and pulls a torch with the other hand and pushes the bucket up against your stomach, your chest, and takes the torch and starts to heat the bucket. And you can feel slowly as the metal around your stomach starts to heat. And you take 1 point of just burn damage in general as this bucket starts to heat. You can feel the metal start to like singe into your skin. And then after a couple minutes, you start to feel like just light scratching on your stomach, and it starts to get harder and more painful, and you can feel these claws. You can feel the rat start to scratch and claw into the skin at your stomach. And then it bites, and it starts to chew and starts to try and burrow its way into your stomach away from the heat that is heating this bucket right now. You suffer 5 points of piercing damage as the rat finally, and you can feel your stomach basically open up, and you can feel blood start to pour down into your, like around your outer chest. And the rat, you can feel basically start to make its way into your intestines, your stomach.
Okay.
And starts to, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. At this point, I'm going to continue to pray, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to be like, okay, if this is what Dawitt is going through, then I will give up my humanity. You can take my human eye if you want, and I will take back my birth name if you want to as well. Just anything, please, to make sure that he is safe right now. Just, you can take my eye. I don't want it anymore.
Nothing.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna sit there, then I'm just gonna try to go, and just gonna like, kind of just accept it right now.
You feel the rat start to burrow in. Another 5 points of damage as you can now feel it in your gut starting to like squirm around in your stomach, your intestines down in that lower area. This goes on, and all the while, the whole time, you can just see this figure just gazing into your face, holding the torch to the bucket itself. You take another, as probably about 10 minutes pass, and you can feel the rat in basically all the way inside of your guts at this point. Another 20 points of damage as she pulls the bucket away. And you kind of glance down, and you can see just this open, bloodied hole with just the slight edge of a rat tail sticking out and swaying around. And she looks at you as you've made grunts and stuff this whole time, but with the gag, there's been not much more. And she says, "Curious, it might take more than that to break you, it would seem." Well, and she reaches her hand into the wound on your stomach. You suffer another 5 points of damage as she pulls the rat out of your stomach, and dragging behind it are bits of your intestines that pull out with the rat, like in its mouth, that are now hanging from this cavity opened up in your stomach. And she pulls the rat free and throws it in the bucket, and just moves the bucket to the side. And she looks at you and just says, "Guess we'll have to try again." And she picks up the bucket and turns and slithers out of the room. The door
I try to
shuts behind her.
weakly wave at her with my right hand.
Okay.
Why it was bothering me so much.
So yeah, you now sit there in your room with your guts hanging out of your stomach,
Please,
blood
no more.
pooling and surrounding the floor. As you bleed out, you suffer another 6 points.
I'm unconscious.
Okay, and your vision starts to black out and fade as your head lulls and sinks. DeWitt. As that evening passes, I need you to roll another Constitution saving throw. As again, this figure comes in and puts a bowl of food in front of you and leaves it just sitting there.
Would I do it at disadvantage?
Yeah.
Would I do it at disadvantage even though she fed me?
Oh, no.
Nice.
Wow. Well, you do still have a level of exhaustion.
Okay, I didn't know how that works. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 14.
14. You somehow, through the pain that you had gone through, and now luckily having been fed and convinced her to do so, you're able to get some sleep this night, and that point of exhaustion fades. The next time your eyes...
Do I take a long rest?
Yes.
Cool.
Your eyes flutter open, and again, you're not sure what time it is. It's the same. It's maddening, really. The no change in light, no change in temperature, the stillness. You really have no idea how long you've been down here. As you...
Okay, sorry.
Was there something you wanted to do?
Oh, I just wanted to pray as well.
Okay.
So, just be like, talk to the lioness and to Maureen and told them I loved them and I'm sorry for where I'm at and I'm not helping them and that if I ever make it out of here, I'm going to immediately complete my task and head right back to them and not waste my time anymore.
Okay.
And ask the lioness for help if she can give me any down in this hellhole, in this prison of shit. Yeah. So.
Okay. Also, sorry to go back on this. When the humanoid creature brought in your food the evening before, he also holds out this vial towards you. And it's this thick, black, liquid-looking vial, and holds it towards your mouth, and pours it in.
How does it get in if I'm gagged?
Well, so he removes the gag and goes to pour it into your mouth. Right. This is the night before.
Okay. He like force my mouth open?
If you're not going to allow him to open it.
Well, I won't.
Okay, then yes. You have to roll strength.
Oh, I do? Okay. I was like, do I have to roll something?
Yes.
13.
13. He, you close your mouth and don't open it for him, and he takes your lower jaw and just pulls it down.
Ow.
And then tilts your head back and pours the liquid in and shuts your jaw and makes you swallow. And you just roll another Constitution saving throw.
20.
A 20?
Yeah.
As this liquid seeps down your throat, you can feel almost like a burning, bubbling sensation. And then as it hits your stomach, you feel nauseous and sick. And that passes. And that allows you to sleep for that evening.
Oh, thank God.
So next day, as you're as you're praying, everything around you fades to black. And as you look around, slowly shapes start to form out of the corners of your vision. And as you turn your head, you watch the images start to take shape. Your village, your home. The images begin to solidify, and you notice humanoid forms scattered across the ground. The people from your tribe, your friends, family. Your eyes scan along this morbid scene and settle on a single body, seemingly 20 feet from you. As your eyes adjust, you realize it's her, the lioness. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
9.
9? Okay. You immediately recoil from this and pull at your chains, trying to move away from it, but are stuck by the wall. And as you do this, another form appears out of the blackness next to her corpse. The slender female form that extends into the large, dull, red-scaled serpent tail from the lower torso. Her piercing green eyes meet yours, and she smiles. A sinister, sick smile that you've seen before. And then her gaze shifts to the lifeless form of the lioness, alone, broken on the ground. Her legs begin to twitch, and then her torso. Her shoulders shudder, and you breathe a small gasp as her form starts to shakily lift from the ground. And her head creaks and turns in your direction. And you see not the eyes that you once knew so full of life and love, but these piercing orbs devoid of life, as if they could be portals to the very abyss themselves. She steadily rises and lifts a hand, pointing a finger towards you. How could you have failed our people like this? Failed your family? Failed me? You are no son of mine. You are meant to be a light in our darkest moment. You are nothing but a negligent, insolent child. And you will pay for these transgressions against your tribe. The lioness turns and gazes at the serpent figure next to her, who holds out a dagger with a jagged, twisted blade. The lioness takes it, glances at it sadly, longingly, and then her gaze turns back to you. Her feet start in your direction in a slow but deliberate march as you watch her gaze, never leaving yours. Black eyes filled with ire, she begins to take up a jog. And as she reaches halfway to you, she opens her mouth and releases this horrifying scream that shakes the very air around you. You need you to make an intelligence saving throw at disadvantage.
Am I still gagged?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I fail. Oh, wait. 12. I don't know if I fail.
Fail.
I fail.
You suffer 13 points of psychic damage, and you are frightened of this. You believe this is real from your sleep. Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
You believe this is real. You're home. You're seeing this as she runs towards you, and the dagger plunges into your stomach. Take another 7 points of psychic damage. I need you to roll another intelligence saving throw.
6.
6. And again, she pulls the dagger out, stabs it into you again. Another 19 points of piercing damage. Another intelligence saving throw.
3.
3.
I'm dead.
Another 17 points of piercing damage.
I'm unconscious.
And your vision fades. It's the last thing you see. It's the face of the lioness, those void eyes staring into yours. No love, no joy. And your head lolls and goes to blackness. Nimueh.
Not ready.
So you watch this figure rise up next to you as you're 5 feet from the edge of the wall.
Does he do anything, or is that his turn?
That's his
getting
turn.
up? Okay. I'll just keep going up the wall.
Okay.
Does it take the rest of my action to get all the way up there?
It would take 15 feet of movement, so you get. I would say you still have an action. You basically this turn, you reach the top and pull yourself over.
Okay.
And I'll say that's all of your movement. To do that, you still have an action.
Is it just him?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Create Water on top of him and hope that the 10 gallons of water just slams him back down.
Create water on top of him?
It's 10, yeah, you can create water in any space, and it's
Okay.
10 gallons of water.
Okay. But it's not 10 gallons in a single jet. It's
No.
just 10 gallons that
It's
falls on him.
10 gallons in a...
I mean,
10
imagine
gallons in an
10
area.
gallons of milk just falling on you.
People just throwing 10 gallons of milk into it.
All right, Ben, you've had the closest. You've had 6 bananas thrown. Now imagine it's 10 gallons of milk.
I think those two things are very, very different.
Hey,
What if it's 10 gallons of those bananas?
10 gallons of
I don't know.
banana.
You tell me. Can I do it? It's.
I mean, you can do it. I would say you'd probably know it wouldn't do much. Because you create 10 gallons of water, but it's not on a single focused point, I don't think, unless I'm wrong. It's not like a water jet.
It's not. Yeah, it's not like that. It would just be on top. Of
Yeah.
it. I just don't know what else I can do. I mean, I guess I can do the decanter and do the geyser. I don't know. It's your call on that, but I don't know if I can keep on using it. I don't know what the limits are to this thing. It doesn't. It's not.
It's endless.
What's it
It's called Decanter of
Hey,
Endless
I don't
Water.
know. Sometimes there's some things that have.
It's not decanter
limits. It
of
has
not
limits
endless water.
sometimes. I don't know.
The
Okay.
decanter of limited water.
That's like,
it's a decanter of unlimited.
dude, that reminds me of the time I got cut off from unlimited French toast.
It's a decanter of endless asterisk water.
Okay, then if I can keep using it, I'll just geyser him out
Okay.
of the air.
Okay.
The target must succeed on a DC 13 saving throw, or take 1d4.
What kind of
bludgeoning
saving throw?
Strength saving throw.
In midair.
Does he also have Bane on him still?
Respect.
I mean, I had 3 Bane. I don't know if I saw anybody else around me for that, so I'm pretty sure I just cast on the 2 guards that were holding me. I don't know if he was one of them.
He was not.
That's what I thought.
You turn the decanter and this jet of water, as you speak the command word, shoots out, and it sprays him for a second and begins to push him, and he turns in mid spray,
with the water to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's really all I've got.
Okay. So he.
Unless I can just. Hold on, I'm trying to do math. Okay, yeah. I'll just fall backwards off the wall.
off of.
Yep, onto the
You
other
don't
side.
have any more movement.
I can't just fall backwards.
Wait, are you at the top?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. It's not like a thin wall.
Oh, it's
There's
not a thin wall?
walkway where they patrol.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind then. I was thinking it was just like a wall.
Could fall down the way you came.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
All right, never mind then. That's my turn.
All right. So he floats forward and lands, and he's gonna try and grab you. So it would be I didn't realize this earlier. Athletics check is for grapple.
Okay.
I don't know if that would have changed much for your
No,
rolls.
because I'm not proficient in
Yeah,
it.
I didn't think so. So it wasn't a huge deal, but I forgot earlier.
Yes. 23.
I think that beats his. Just barely. I should keep this out.
I swear to God, if it doesn't, I'm gonna fucking come over there and beat you up.
She's gonna come over there and beat God up with her fucking storm giant potion.
He rolls a 19.
Thank God.
So
Nice.
he walks over and then grabs you, but you manage to shake out of his grip, and it's your go.
Okay, I'll run to the other wall, to the other side,
Okay.
and I'll cast False Life on myself.
Mm-hmm.
This time I will actually do that. So I get 6 extra hit points. They're just temporary hit points. And I'll jump off the wall.
All right.
Wait, is it 50 feet down from this side or is it farther this
It's
side?
50 feet.
Okay, yeah, I'll jump down.
Okay. So you pull out of his grasp and walk to the edge and just fall.
Well, I'm gonna try to not fall on my face or like vital body parts.
Yeah.
Geyser
I get it.
Pushing the blow.
Yeah, can I geyser to like cushion the blow?
No, you already cast False Life.
Yeah, I know. I just,
Okay.
That would be funny though.
So you take 19 points of bludgeoning
that's
damage.
fucking nothing. That's nothing.
I just broke a few bones.
As you just fall and smack into the ground, and luckily realizing it and trying to tuck and roll as much as you can as you kind of hit the rocky base underneath you, you come up with a bruised side pretty bad. Shoulder hurts a little bit, but you're up. There's some scrapes.
Shoulder hurt.
Is that all my movement?
I mean, you don't technically move to fall, so I'd say you probably moved it would have been from getting up on that edge it'd be 10 feet. So you moved 10 feet and then you fell.
All right.
So you still have your 20 feet or a dash, I guess, because you just fell. No, you cast
I cast False Life.
Yeah,
That's an action. Yeah, I'll go my 20 feet.
You start running down the steps. Okay. So you begin to do so.
God, I wish I had my shield.
I wish I had a lot of things right now.
Yeah, I know you do. I had a plan though that if I got out, I was gonna do the decanter of endless water down the stairs and then just slide down on my shield to go faster.
Those of you at the Raven's Perch, you guys find your table over in the corner away from the lone ears of the drunk passed out at a table.
Have to be sure, you know.
Did the bartender go to bed?
Yes.
I'm gonna look around the room. Is there anybody else besides that drunk guy? I mean, is it just him?
Make a perception check.
16.
It looks like it's just him.
I'm going to go see if that guy has anything that I could use as like thieves' tools.
Okay,
Is that all right?
that's fine with me.
Okay. I'm gonna go look through that drunk guy's pockets very carefully.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, before she goes, I want to cast Warding Bond.
Like he's gonna
Why?
hit her.
It's okay. It is all right.
Oh, wait. Never mind. That's AC. That does nothing for it.
Fuck yeah. 24.
You find 15 copper pieces, 5 silver pieces, like a dry, crusty handkerchief.
Okay,
Nothing
I don't
else.
take anything. I'll look behind the bar to see if there's anything that I could fashion, like I don't know, like a fucking like prong of a fork or some shit like that I can use
A
to
screwdriver, maybe.
yeah, just anything that I could
Leatherman.
use
Maybe a
as
lockpick.
makeshift thieves tools, or you know, a lockpick.
Or thieves' tools.
Make
Or if they
another
have thieves'
investigation check.
tools, she'll take
Do you
them.
not have hairpins?
Another 24.
24.
Jesus.
I rolled 3
Um,
16s in a row.
Nice.
I mean, you find plenty
Synchronicities,
of
bro.
like wood carved silverware, but I mean, not really anything small, thin, and metallic, unfortunately.
Well, what are we going to do, you guys?
Well,
we can't just stay here.
we have to make our decision. Do we either wait for them and hope for the best, or we go in there charging.
Well, first, I mean, can we talk to Lorenzo? Do we know where he goes when he's not at the bar?
No.
None of us know? Then the only place to go is to the...
In my opinion, I say we go over to the tower and check it out for ourselves. We do run the risk of exposing them if they are still.
How long does your spell last to keep us sneaky?
I actually don't know how long.
It's an hour.
It's an hour.
It's an hour.
Yeah.
1 hour.
Has an hour passed
So
since
it's-
we
yeah.
left?
I mean, I can cast it again. It's not like I have. It's not like my spells, like, I have to save spells for anything. Like,
I just want to make sure. I mean, what do you guys think? Vlad, Irfan?
What?
I say we go.
I feel we should stay as far away from the tower as possible until we
Our
have
friends are in danger.
until we have a solid plan. Unlike last time, I feel like we should avoid the tower and anyone involved in this.
For
Should
what
we
reason?
at least go see what is happening there? That's why I'm saying
No.
let's sneak up and look.
No, because then we run a much higher risk of getting caught ourselves. They will be looking for us.
Well, not if they don't know. They might not know.
They'll be looking for us regardless. Now it is a matter of time whether our friends are caught or not.
They will be looking for us, but when we are a mile away versus 20 feet away, much more likely to get caught when we are 20
I'm not
feet
running
them.
from the people that we've been traveling with for
We
this
are
amount
not
of time.
running away. We are not abandoning them.
Yeah, but
We
it's only
need to
been
make
1
a
hour.
plan.
Sure, but the longer
It's been like 2 hours.
they didn't
Right?
since our meeting, but 2 hours since our meeting time.
It's been about
Probably
an hour
Since the meeting time.
Not since the meeting time. I mean, you guys waited another 15 minutes, so it's been about an hour and 15 minutes. It took you about an hour to like slowly sneak your way to the Raven's perch and get the drinks and get the table. About another hour.
Sorry, go ahead, Nix.
I just think that right now, if we go, we could make a difference in whatever is happening. Because it hasn't been that long. They could still be there. They could be fighting. We don't know what is happening. But if we just sit here and wait while they're on their own, there's only 3 of them.
I agree. I say we go.
Vlad?
I'm noble.
But what do you think about...
Battle? Yeah, let's go do that. We'll get them out right now. I can get them out. I have Trisha.
Well, we don't know if necessarily we have to engage in battle, but right now we are informationless.
Yeah, and I don't know anybody in this city besides Lorenzo. And where is he? Like, we don't have
None
any
of us
friends.
do.
Yeah, we are at a complete disadvantage regardless of what we do. But I feel the very least we can do is see what might be going on.
I agree.
You're fucking rock.
Don't act upset when you look ridiculous.
No, I love it. It looks so good. No, it really.
I didn't even think about it.
So are we going now?
I don't know. Irfan.
I truly do not believe that we should go
But why?
because if everyone is caught, we are all gone.
What advantage is there to us waiting?
We would have a plan. We would actually
What-
be able to
what-
formulate a plan. I don't know what plan. I have not had time to think about this. I am not.
But that's exactly the point. Time is of the essence. The longer we wait, the longer they are there.
Yeah, this is the plan. We go.
Do you truly believe? How many guards have we counted so far?
I truly believe that 4 is less than 7.
Well, we sent all 3 of them in there, knowing that there were...
Quick maths.
knowing that there
did the math.
were guards. They went into an impossible situation, which we probably should have thought about a little
Yes.
bit more. I will give you that.
That's
but
just what has caused
they
this.
are facing all of that by themselves right now, and we are just sitting here doing nothing. So I'm going to go. And if you want to come with us, then we would appreciate to have you there. But
All right then.
Well, I can also do
Let's go.
math, and unfortunately, 7 is better than 6. So, against my better judgment, I will accompany you.
All right then. Let's go.
Quick maths, everybody.
We polish off our ales, leave the mugs, and then I leave another 5 gold.
Okay.
I clean the mugs before we go. Prestidigitation.
All right. So you do that, and you you 4 of you
Hard to keep track.
begin to make your way out of the Raven's Perch back towards the steps leading up to the Blackhold.
I'm going to
Um,
put my daggers in. Fuck. I'm gonna have my daggers out.
You're gonna put your.
I'm just gonna have them in my hand while we're going.
Okay.
as we're approaching the keep as well, I want to
I hope you guys
be on
fall
lookout
off the wall.
for any of their tracks, either like going backwards or something like that. You know, just to kind of like, okay,
Whose
they
tracks?
did. The 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Just to be
See
like,
if they
oh,
came
yeah.
back.
Yeah, if they
Yeah,
came
yeah.
back, like if they left the
Okay.
keep or anything.
Yeah, you
Um,
know the treads of our boots, probably.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys
100%.
doing this stealthily, or are you just going?
Stealthily.
Okay.
Elliot, we'll stealthily approach.
Okay.
I'll cast Pass Without
So
Trace
roll your
once,
stealth checks for me.
because we're only like we're definitely within an hour within the keep, right?
If you're
are you
going
just-
slowly, yeah, it's probably going to be an hour. A little.
We're just with. I just wanted to make sure that like if I cast Pass Without Trace,
It'll last till
it
you
will
get
last
there.
till
Yeah.
we get there.
Yeah, I'd
So,
say about. Yeah.
okay.
29.
Okay.
What's
25.
what's it? What's your total?
12.
Good work.
31.
31.
12
Okay.
with the plus 11.
Jesus.
Good lord.
You rolled a natural one.
Okay.
Nat 1, baby.
All right.
I told you we shouldn't do it.
Vlad.
Your
what was
friend's
yours?
walking
25.
along like,
25?
fucking guys, this sucks.
All right.
I hate my life.
So you guys make your way out and into the shadows towards the Blackhold. Tail.
Yay.
Rock's not even in the shadows.
Your vision flutters back to you in kind of a gasp, and you look down, and the hole in your stomach is healed. It's scarred over. You can see there's a pretty big scar over it, but there's no entrails. There's no gaping wound. It is healed. And you look down, and there's everything's like cleaned up, like the pool of blood, anything in the room. And as you kind of look around the room itself, the room starts to fill. Darkness, a black void all around you. The air stills till you hear nothing, feel no breeze, just utter anxious stillness. Then there's a flash of light, and you raise your hands to shield your eyes, and as your vision adjusts, you see the area around you engulfed in flames. Figures begin to take shapes in the dancing lights of the raging fire around you. Glancing around, you see your friends, new and old. There's 7, and Vlad, DeWitt, Irfan,
Earphones
Nyx.
in the back.
Nimueh.
Irfan is not in there.
You glance further past them, and there are others. Alar, Idris, Brilda, and just past them, old but familiar faces. You see Zalen, and Gallus, and Kaithana. Not as you know them now, but as they were. And as your vision passes amongst each of these figures, and amongst the flames, your eyes finally rest on one lone figure standing outside the flames in front of you. Your breath catches and your heart skips a beat. As in front of you, you see Tael. His messy brown hair sways from a low breeze feeding the flames. Embers and ash drift around his face like hellish fireflies. He stares up at you. His young, seemingly ageless face gazes up to yours. He stands expressionless and still. Glancing down, you notice he holds a book in his hands. Your book. Seeing you notice this, he steps back towards the flames and holds the book out towards them. He says, You've replaced me? I thought we were friends. But you never cared about me. If you had, you wouldn't have let them kill me. You would have saved me like you did all your new friends. He holds the book closer to the flames, and the flames jump up and graze the edges. And faint bits of smoke drift from the cover.
Am I still gagged?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Taelin's gaze lowers to the ground and he pauses. Maybe it wasn't your fault. Maybe we can still be friends. Maybe. And as he says this, hands dart out from the flames, grabbing his torso, and you glance behind him and see the forms of your group. Their gaze is locked on you, a wildness in their eyes burning almost as vivid as the flames that frame them. Taelin gasps and struggles. His face turns up to you once more, a look of fear and anger in his eyes. And at that moment, his small form is pulled into the flames, disappearing in a flash of light and smoke. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
1. Not natural.
1. You, at first, move to help and then recoil as his body bursts into flames, and you as well pull back as the wall stops you from going any further away from the faces of what you thought were your friends who have just pulled Taelin into these flames. And those hellish fireflies swirl and swirl around the space where Taelin once stood. And a gust causes them to momentarily twist and twirl out of the way and into the flames. And turning your eyes back down, you see, surrounding you now, the group that you've been traveling with for the last couple of months. Span that you've seemingly found a home with. But as you gaze into each of their faces, you don't see their normal bits of kindness or joy. Instead, you see 6 faces full of expressions you've never witnessed. Disgust, hatred, disregard. Their eyes pierce into your very being. The 6 begin to move towards you, and you see now that they hold weapons in their hand. Jagged, curved daggers. Nimueh steps before you. And the malice in her eyes seems to penetrate every fiber of your being. She says, "You'll never be one of us. I see that now. I should have never tried to save you. If I had known who you were, what you were, I would have left your body to rot in that sewer. If I had, we'd all be better off. You're nothing but a monster, a vile creature, only hatred and violence in your heart. But we can stop that, because it's what we should have done down that moment you woke on that slab. After all, it is what we do, hunt everything evil." And she stabs the dagger towards you, and I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
I hate your callback.
18.
18. As the dagger moves towards you, you shake your head. This isn't your friends. These aren't the people you know. And the dagger passes through your stomach, not stabbing you. And as Nimueh's hand pulls back, the vision, the flames around you lower and dissipate. And you see standing before you that serpent-like figure. As she looks and goes, "Well, it seems you have quite the strong will. Stronger than I could have thought. I'm going to have fun with you. We have many more times ahead. Get some rest. I'll see you soon." And she turns and exits the door.
Okay. Are my fingernails grown back with the healing? Okay.
Your right hand it's missing fingernails. You can feel as she leaves, and your conscious thought kind of drifts to that. You can feel the pulsing, just swollen hurt from your hand as it kind of radiates down your arm, and there's still the bits of dried blood caked to your hand and your arm.
Okay.
DeWitt, your vision drifts back as well. And as your eyes flutter and things start to take shape and gather around you, your head lifts up and you can see that humanoid figure with the snake head standing in front of you as he pulls back what looks to be like a health potion that he's just given you. Tael, you also were given one. These are just the normal shit.
These are some spooky health potions.
Yeah. Number is that? I can't see it. Tael, you get 5 points
Oh man.
of health back. DeWitt, you get 10 points back.
Wow.
Jeez.
Shit.
These health potions are racist.
And your vision kind of blinks and he pulls another vial from his side. Same black liquid that you were fed the night before. And he moves to put that in your mouth. Do you fight him this time?
No.
Okay. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw as you feel the same burning feeling course through you.
15.
15. Again, it burns and it hurts as it passes through, and he this would be a disadvantage, sorry.
But why?
Mom, why?
15?
15? Yeah. It burns and you can feel it pass into your stomach, and again, that immediate nausea hits you and you kind of wobble even in the chains and shake it and glance back up at this creature. And he just looks at you and stands up and walks out of the room.
Did he put my gag back on?
Yes.
Before he does, can I be like, don't do that, man?
Yeah.
Please.
And he puts the gag back on.
Fuck you.
Turns and
Damn it.
makes his way
I want
out.
to sing songs.
Nimueh,
Sick.
you
I've
stand
jumped
up
off the
from
wall.
jumping off the wall and gather yourself and begin to run down the steps.
Okay.
You've made it about 20 feet was what you had left. The steps themselves probably go another 80 to 100 feet down. As you glance back, you can see this figure still on the top of the wall and beginning to make his way.
Does it
down.
seem like he's moving faster than I am?
I believe so. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's fly. So yes.
Yeah, okay. I would know that you can go pretty fast with that, having
Yeah.
DeWitt on it.
I'd say so.
Fuck. Okay, I'll just do it. I'm going to cast Sending on Nyx.
Okay.
As I'm running, I'll just be like, Nyx, everything has gone horribly wrong. Don't come near the keep. Don't come near the keep. The boys have been taken. I'm running for my life.
That's it.
Okay.
What's the name of the place that the Ravens, whatever?
The Raven's Perch.
Because I get to respond, don't I?
Yeah, as this oddly timing wise, I've been keeping track of this. At this point, you guys go to leave the Raven's Perch. You crouch down, you get into the shadows, and as you go to take your first step, Nimueh's voice pierces into your thoughts.
Come to the Raven's Perch. We will be there waiting. If you are in trouble, we will help fight. I don't know what else to say. Okay, I don't know where I was.
I don't know what. That's it.
I can't go to the Raven's Perch. He's flying faster than I am. I won't make it there before he catches me. And do I even know where that is?
Fly speed is 60
right?
And you can
He has
dash.
double the speed that I do.
if you dash.
But if he's dashing.
I guess you can do that with fly. Can't you? Yeah.
He's literally moving twice as fast
Yeah.
as I am.
Run.
Yeah, I'm
fools.
not going to the Raven's Perch. I'm going to run as far as I can, and as fast as I can, and try to get out of his sight. And as soon as I'm out of his sight, I'll meld into stone. Oh,
Okay.
fuck. Wait, I expended that spell slot. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. I'll just keep running.
Okay. So you 60 feet dash down. And this figure begins to swoop. And as you're running, you can hear the doors start to open from the Blackhold.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be...
Yeah, I'll just keep on dashing for as far as I can, and I'll head towards the Raven's Perch.
Okay. I mean, by the time you dash this time with his fly speed, he's about 10 feet behind you. As you go to make a mad dash and just start booking it down the hill, you turn and glance, and he is just right on your tail.
As soon as he gets within 30 feet of me, I'll cast Charm Person.
Okay.
It's a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
Cool.
Did he get advantage?
Yeah.
Bitch.
That's 2 4s. That would be an 8.
Thank gods. Okay. I'm gonna tell him to go back up to the rest of the keepers and tell them that he lost me. And then I'm gonna say, don't come after me. Alright.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know if he'll listen to my commands, but that's what I'm gonna tell him.
I mean, he regards you as a friendly acquaintance. So as he swoops up 10 feet behind you and his hand kind of outreached, and you turn around and cast this at him, he stops and just goes, "Oh, okay. I will tell them that I have lost you. Go. Be safe."
Thank you.
And he turns and starts to fly up.
Fuck, dude.
Glancing back, roll a perception check for me.
24.
You can see, glancing back, there are other keepers starting to move down, and you can also, at the 24, you see Asutali and the other Blackwatch guard making their way down.
Making my way down.
You're on the steps.
I know that they
you.
can see me, but that's still, I'm going to, as soon as I tell them that, I'm going to fucking turn around and keep booking it. I'm still booking it.
Okay.
And now I'm not going to cast any more spells. I'm just going to keep on expending my action dashing.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So you make it the...
Oh, I still have the decanter of endless water open too on the stairs, so all the stairs are wet.
Okay.
Don't know if that helps my situation at all, but that's... Maybe I'll stop at one point and freeze a little spot just to get him off guard, and then I'll keep going.
You got it. So you continue, you make it down the rest of the way from the stairs with your dash. You're at the base of the stairs, and you can still see them making their way downtown.
Right.
They're walking fast.
Yeah, I'm sure that they are.
And
I've at one point I did stop and do one set of stairs with just ice.
Okay.
And then I keep running.
Okay. As you get to the bottom, is there anything you want to do? Where are you headed? What are you doing?
I'm going to head towards the Raven's Perch, but I'm going to try to take back alleys and stuff like that as much as I can. From here on out, I'm going to try to stealth. Once I get it into buildings and stuff like that, I'm going to try to stealth.
Okay. Are you're trying to go in buildings or just behind alleys and
in
stuff?
alleyways and shit like that.
Okay. There are, immediately down there are houses and neighborhood type stuff.
Yeah,
so
I'll run through fucking backyards. I don't give a shit.
Roll stealth check.
13.
Okay.
I'm not very stealthy. I'm not shy
so-
anymore.
The rest of you, you just get this.
Right. Oh,
You just
also,
get this. What?
I close the decanter once I get in between buildings.
Okay.
I realized that and I was like, fucking shit, please turn
Okay.
turn it out. I was like, they're gonna follow you. God.
I'm so hidden. Oh fuck.
Yeah,
All right.
I would have thought of that as soon as I was like, I need to start stealthing.
So the
Maybe I
rest
shouldn't
of
have this
you
water sloshing out of my
hear
side.
this. Well, Nix, you hear this message from Nimueh as you step out to make your way back.
And so then I respond.
Yeah, and you all hear her make this response, obviously knowing what has just occurred.
So she said everything went wrong, and they have Dawitt and Tael, and she's running. I told her where to go. She said, do not go to the keep. So maybe I don't know. She sounded like she was running though, right? I could have heard that. You said you did it as you were running. Yeah. So I don't know if she's being followed, so maybe we should just wait outside here. I mean, how would we know how long from, because you said I got that message right as soon as we left the Raven's Perch.
Mm-hmm.
And about how long, if you're booking it from the Black Keep, like how long would it take to walk there?
Would my self be
Walking-
a disadvantage if I was booking it?
Yes.
10 instead of 13. So there
Okay. Walking would probably be about like 15, 20. If you're booking it, probably like 10 minutes.
From Raven's Perch?
Yeah.
Or to whatever. Anyway, okay.
Should we just
Raven's Perch is like, so the hill that the Black Hold is on, the Gilded Gauntlets at the bottom, Raven's Perch is kind of around the hill to the other side, so you'd have to kind of make your way back, basically.
So what you're saying is they have to bring it around town.
Yep. Then we do this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Yep.
maybe we should just remain hidden until God, what should we do?
We shouldn't stay in the exact. We need to stay near each other. We need to stay around here. I feel like we should scatter a little bit.
But we should stay within range of 7 so
Stay
that
within range. Stay within eyesight of each other.
Okay,
But hide.
we'll hide and just, make sure that if we see Nimueh and something is happening that we can help.
Yeah, we just have to stay outside.
Okay.
We can quite literally be right outside Raven's Perch.
Okay.
Right now, no one is looking for us as far as we know.
Right, let's stay hidden.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck.
Right. Yeah, so I guess we just stay hidden, kind of like right outside Raven's Perch, and just kind of wait until.
Is there, what are there places to hide around there? I mean, can we use, is there barrels or bushes
Yeah,
or trees?
I mean, there's
or...
definitely,
Tables, a
boxes,
little
bushes,
wall.
anything like that, yeah.
I'm gonna.
I mean, it's also like 2
I'm
in
gonna
the morning.
hold.
There's not really anyone outside.
I'm gonna hold silent image.
Okay.
I want to try to stay close enough to the door. Oh, okay. It's within 60 feet. I'm gonna hold silent image so that if she runs inside, as soon as I see her, I'll cast it behind her basically so that to make it look like she's not there, I guess.
Okay.
Create a wall of everything looking normal.
Gotcha.
And it's, what is it? Fuck. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I don't know the area on it though. A 15-foot cube of space.
Okay. All right. If you guys are hiding around that area, I'll need new stealth checks. And if you're not all hiding in the same spot, not all of you will get past without a trace.
Pass without a
Well,
trace
we
is
said that
within
we want
10
to stay
feet.
within 30 feet. Oh, I thought it
Yeah,
was
Pass
within
it within 10 feet of me.
Oh, I guess in that case,
I won't-
I'll stay by 7.
I won't.
Yeah, the two of you should stay by him though. Aladdin.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll.
Is there like a little wooded area across the street?
I got a 24.
34.
Okay.
17.
20.
With plus 10?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you guys
We need that
step in.
spell.
Luckily, this negates that natural 1 that Irfan had rolled if you guys had continued trying to sneak through the city. So
That would have been bad.
nice. Yeah, you guys find spots that you think suitable and step out, away hidden from the streets and prying eyes that you would believe. Nimueh.
I'm just booking it as fast as I can to the Raven's Perch.
Okay. It probably, if you're booking it, it probably takes you, I mean, you're going kind of a longer way. So I'll say it probably takes you about 25 minutes to about half an hour to book it through
The city.
the city to this. And at
Right.
this point, those of you hidden, you see out of one of the like neighborhood alleyways, like hop over a small fence and like trip a little bit and catch herself and like look behind and start running towards the door. Nimueh. Parkour. Dress kind of battered a little bit, like a little bit of blood dried on the side of it.
Oh, I
But
look
she-
fucked up.
Yeah.
I fell off a
So we
50-foot
see her?
wall today.
Yes.
Do we see?
She's like out, like at this point, running towards the door. That you have to kind of get in the open to do so. So
Is there anybody that it looks like that's following? Like, can I see anybody else that looks like a threat?
roll a perception check.
14.
It doesn't look like there's anybody else.
Do I hear the sound? Can I hear anything of the sound of my own heart?
Oh, a perception check. At disadvantage because you're like booking it, not really.
Yeah, that's what. That's a natural one.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's
Clear
like,
that up.
Yeah. Your heart is just going.
Does she get within 10 feet of me
I'm
at
not a
any
runner.
point?
I mean, I would say you guys probably hid away from like off the streets and off from the main door.
Well,
So no,
Was there a wooded area across the street?
not a wooded area. No.
Okay, then I would have. Is there like a little wall out in front? I imagine like a little sitting area out in front, like a little.
Yeah, the little
patio.
front is that like garden, walled-in patio.
Cool. I would have hidden behind the wall in the shadows. And I bet I could have convinced Seven. And
Did he convince you to hide behind the wall in the shadows? Yep, because he's hiding with you. That's where he wants to hide, or wanted to hide.
No, I probably wouldn't do that. 7 wouldn't do that. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I'd be hidden, but I wouldn't be like.
If you want to do that, you can roll a different stealth check, or
it
just
would be
subtract 10 from your roll.
I got a 10 on that then.
Okay. All right. Well,
Still there.
Nimue still rolled a natural 1. So
Yeah,
yeah, you're
that's an
behind that
8.
wall.
Total.
Nimue, as you approach, you see the this like small like walled-in garden in front of the door to the Raven's Perch.
Well,
Okay.
As soon
When-
as she's within 10 feet, I start cleaning her dress.
God damn it. That's all you wanted to do. Okay.
Well, I'm hoping she notices.
No.
Now with a
I'm-
natural 1 perception.
I don't notice shit. I'm running for my
Okay.
goddamn life.
That
Do
is
Since I
you,
didn't-
not my
do you
fault.
guys jump
Yes.
out
No.
while she, or
So
you cast your
when I'm
image?
going, since I didn't see anybody. No, because I wanted to do that if I saw that she was being chased.
Okay.
So I'm not going to cast that. I'm going to cast message instead, and I'm going to remain hidden. And
Okay.
I'm going to say to Nimue, go inside and hide. We are outside. We will make sure you are safe.
Okay, I'll do that. Is
Okay.
the door locked?
No, because it's
No,
like
we
a
couldn't
tavern
lock it.
floor. People come and leave. Yeah. So
Okay.
you get there and you momentarily stop as this voice of Nyx enters your head, and you just okay, and you open the door. You step inside, and you see empty tavern, the dull embers of the fire burning out across the way, and just one human passed out
Yeah.
at a table.
Do they have a cellar?
Make
No. Never mind. I'm gonna go to the rooms and open them until I find a room that's empty.
Okay. You start
Or like I like
Stuck,
like if I
like,
find one that's like
shaking the
unlocked.
doors. none of the doors are unlocked.
Okay, fuck.
You having had the experience before at other taverns and just it's easy to realize that most of these places lock all of their room doors and give you keys
Right.
to get in them
Makes sense.
when you rent the rooms. So people don't squat in their tavern rooms for free.
Right.
The rest of you, she opens the door and steps in. What are you all doing?
Waiting.
Can I cast message again?
Uh-huh.
To
Yeah, we're not
Nimueh?
in combat, so you can do, yeah.
Who are you running from?
All right, roll initiative. Just kidding.
Asutali.
Fucking do
12, 17, roll initiative.
No.
I know everyone's hot and tired, but we just got a little bit more. We'll get through it.
I'm just gonna have my daggers in my hands, and I'm gonna be keeping a lookout for Asutali.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself, and I'm gonna find a good place to hide. If they have like a cellar or like a back room.
Okay, make
Anywhere
an
that seems
investigation check.
decent enough. 16.
16. There's no cellar, but there is a small, like off to the side storage room for like the food, and then there's the kitchen area that's in a separate room behind the bar itself.
Okay. Does that seem like it would be pretty well hidden?
I mean, they're pretty open. There's not a lot. Like the storage area is just some wooden shelves with food supply on them.
Are there like any crates or anything?
Yeah, there's a
behind?
couple crates.
Okay,
I mean, they're up against the wall though. It's a small room. There's not like a bunch like in the open. There's just a couple crates pushed up against the wall and a couple shelves.
Okay.
Like
Is
some
there like a
kegs.
shelf that I can like roll under?
I don't think they're that high off the ground, no. It's a halfling bartender. Shelves are
Sure.
pretty low.
Well, I'll just try my best to hide with what I've got, if that's possible.
Throw some food at yourself.
I'd say make a stealth check. There's not really a lot of places to hide, but
Yeah, there's not.
depending on what you roll. This means the DC is really high. So you can try and hide, squeeze yourself somewhere if you want. But it doesn't look like there's a lot of places to, but you can attempt it if you would like. You could roll a natural 20, never know.
I just want to get out of here. I don't want to hide. I just want to run. Fuck. I don't have message. I don't have sending. I can't talk to you guys. Is there a back door out of here?
The
room or the tavern?
No, there's not in this one.
I guess I'll hide. That's my only option.
Okay, roll it.
16.
16. Okay, you try your best to kind of squeeze between like one of the shelves and one of the crates. About as good as you can do. All right, so the rest of you out front. You wait for a little bit. It's about 10 minutes pass after Nimueh has gone inside. Do you still wait out there watching?
I'm looking.
Okay, you're staying?
Keep an eye out, yeah.
Okay. You two as well?
So 5-2, what are we doing?
I think we are waiting to see if someone is following her. But it doesn't seem like there's anyone here yet.
You still wait out there after 10 minutes?
How far away are you, Danny? Like from me? Like,
I just wanted to be in position to be able to, like, I position myself to be able to cast Silent Image, so I'd be close to the door, like within 60 feet of the door. I don't know where you. I mean, I don't.
Okay. But you two are pretty much right next to me, right?
No, I'm right next to you.
He
he
left.
went
You
to
left,
the
right.
garden, yeah.
That's why I'm hello 5-2. What are we doing?
Okay. How about you stay here and be ready for battle just in case. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go inside the tavern and talk to Nimueh. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk.
So you stand up and turn and walk in the door. You see this as well as you, Irfan, as Seven gets up and passes by into the tavern itself.
Mr. Cleaning his
When I see Seven, I'll cast message on him and just relay that I told Nimueh to hide.
Okay.
And that she was being chased by Asutali. So I'll be on the lookout.
Okay. Cool. So you step in and you see empty tavern besides the one passed out guy. No Nimueh.
Can I see footsteps? Especially because if she was running around water.
Yeah, make your survival check to see if you notice.
Good thing I have advantage. That's helped slightly. I should memorize my survival check. 16?
16? Yeah, it doesn't take you too long to ascertain that you can see her boots go in and then hurriedly make their way up and then down, and you easily find them fresh dirty prints track into the storage room.
Okay.
And you make your way in there and just glance around, and you can see Nimueh squeezed up against a shelf and a box. And you see Seven step in.
Seven, we should run. We should not stay in the city.
But what of
We should leave the city.
Tael and Dawitt?
With the way
Where are
that
they?
I am right now, with our skills, with the way that they were taken and the guards that are put on them, we won't get them tonight. We have to rest.
Well, I can agree with you needing some rest. However, I feel like if we flee this city, we will take too long getting back.
We just need to go outside the city, out of their sphere of influence. This is a city full of keepers, and every single one of them is looking for us. Asutali knows that we were all behind this. She's looking for all of us. Asutali, she is not what she says she is. And she is controlling every keeper. She's charming them all. Every single one of them is on the lookout for us. And also, Lorenzo may or may not be dead. But they know that he helped us.
Okay. Just a question, because I know I wasn't there for the session where everyone met Asutali. Did I notice anything about her when I met her?
Physically?
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm trying to get at, right?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Okay. I think in this case, yes, we would probably definitely need to leave
We just need to get
their
out
circle of influence.
We just need to get out of the city. Just to any woods, anything outside of the city, but we cannot stay here. Their sphere of influence is too large. They have too much power here. We're in the center of Asutali's power. And as long as we stay here, we will never be safe. We have to leave. Tonight. Right now.
All right. In that case, I'm going to cast my Wild Cunning and send out spirits to see if there is anything within. I think it's. Oh God, I have to look this up again. I haven't used this in a while, but it's a pretty big radius to see if there's any suitable shelter.
Isn't it 300 feet?
Yeah, it's something stupid large. Hold on again.
Oh, to see if there's suitable shelter?
Shelter or
No, you're
there's
fine.
there's things. There's a couple other things to it. Hold on, I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Maybe. I wasn't expecting to have to cast this, so I didn't have it
You choose one of the following effects. If there are any tracks on the ground within range, you know where they are, and you can make a survival check to follow these tracks with advantage for 1 hour. If there's edible forage within range, if there's clean water, if there's suitable shelter for you and your companions.
Oh, yeah.
you can send them to bring back wood and fire to set up a campsite in the area.
Yeah. Okay. I guess to see if there's any suitable. Oh, it's only 120 feet.
Yeah.
I won't really do too much. Never mind. I thought for some reason I was slightly larger than that. Okay. In that case, I'll say okay. Then, I'll toss Nimueh a health potion.
I have my own.
You have your own?
I'm
Never
good.
mind then. I
Thank
don't
you.
do that at all.
Okay.
Then yeah, I'm like, okay.
Let's go.
Then let's leave. So yeah, we leave the tavern. I look at Nyx, Vlad, and Irfan.
Well,
And just-
so as you guys make your way to leave the
well,
tavern,
I want to make sure that we like
Been-
look out and like see. If
well,
there's,
you've been
like,
talking
Anybody.
while
Yeah.
you guys are talking. Those of you outside from the direction that Nimueh came, you see figures start to make their way towards.
As soon as I
The
see
Raven's
that,
Perch.
I'm gonna cast a message to Nimueh again. They're coming. They're on their way here. Hide now.
Okay.
Um,
She says to hide.
Okay.
you wouldn't even need. Well, they're out in the open. You wouldn't need a perception check to see it. Those of you, the three of you still outside, you can see 8 figures making their way. You see Asutali flanked by 4 Black Watch guards, and in the front, 4 more just guards dressed in keeper garb as she makes her way towards the perch. And she stops kind of out in the open in front of the door. And she out loud just says, "The game is up. I can sense that you're here. Might as well come out. We have some things to discuss." Well, and at this point, you two peek out the door and can see her standing there speaking.
Is she like right at the front door?
I mean, well,
Like,
No,
would
she's
you...
right up, or like
Out in the
basically,
open
like-
in front,
okay.
maybe
We wouldn't
from the
have,
front
Yeah,
door.
because I sent the
If-
message.
If
Yeah,
Nick
yeah.
sent that message,
Like
I wouldn't
30
have
feet.
gone out the door.
No, I know.
Okay.
I know that. I was just wondering, like, if she was basically like in the garden part,
No.
like right in the.
No,
she's not on the
she's in
property
front-
yet.
no.
She's just like okay.
Mhm.
That's what I was just trying to clarify. Okay.
She says, "I do not have time for this. I have your friends, and if you wish to see them again, step out here and speak with me."
Do I actually believe that if I step out there, I'll see my friends again and get them back, not join them?
Not really close enough to discern like facial, like in
Just even from her
insight.
tone.
We're not sure.
Do the guards do anything? Like the regular keepers do anything? Like they didn't hear her say that they killed us before or anything? Okay. Just making sure.
I'm gonna click my boots together. I'm gonna stay the fuck hidden.
Okay. Rest of you just stay.
Yeah, well, I'd say that we're probably hiding inside the.
This.
Were we
She-
able to hear her?
If you don't open the door, then no.
But I mean, I told you to hide.
Yeah, I know. I was just wondering if we personally heard.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna get seen, dude.
She lets a few moments pass, and she just still standing out there says, "This can go all of 2 ways. If you make an attempt on me, you might succeed, but you will have a whole city out for you. Or you can come out, surrender yourselves, and I can take you to your friends. You will be bound and stripped of all of your belongings, but you will see them again, and you won't be harmed. For now."
I step out with my hands up and I say, "There is no us, it is only me. We
You can
scattered."
drop the charade. I have the ability to know that there are others here. I sense their thoughts.
There are no others in my group here. It was only me. We scattered after my friend sent her message.
You
Right.
still try to lie. I can detect one there. And she points over to where Vlad is. And Vlad in 7, or not Vlad in 7, points over to where Vlad is. She says, and there. She points over to where Nyx is. And the other 2 are within the tavern. Do you still wish to try and deceive me?
I stay silent.
At this point, because I'm assuming we're still kind of peering and can kind of see get a general gist of what's going on.
You guys said you weren't doing that because of the message. So
I'm
you
not
wouldn't.
looking through
If
the
you
door.
would like to, you can, but that's just what was.
Okay. Okay. In that case, I think I'm gonna sit there for a minute, and then I'm gonna look at Nimueh and be like, I think in this scenario, this is when we have to give in for a moment. Because right now, scattering ourselves is not gonna do anything. So, if you can, send a message to Nyx.
I can't.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I'm going to step out.
We should give ourselves up.
Yes. Not saying we give up, but right now, keeping all of us separate is going to get us all killed.
I have one spell.
That's okay. I'm not asking you to do a spell. I just need all of us together.
Okay. I'll follow you.
Alright. We step out. But before I do, we're in it. This is the storage room, right?
Yeah.
Can I look around, see wherever this storage room, the least touched place is? Like if there's like cobwebs somewhere, or if there's like a top shelf, like the highest top shelf or something.
Sure.
I'm going to leave my diary there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no. And then I'm gonna step out, longbow in hand, quiver in the other. Dagger still tucked in between my feathers. But
Okay. So you both walk out the front door. The rest of you see those 2 step out. And you both see Irfan standing there, just in front, looking at Asutali and these other figures standing there. And she...
I will back up and just go sit down on the wall.
Okay. She says, so, it seems some of you wish to do this the easy way, and the rest of you... She just glances into the darkness. The guards around her don't move. They stand there.
I have one question for you. Are the other 2 safe? Are the other 2 alive?
Yes.
Okay, then I drop my weapon.
Okay.
I don't have any weapons to drop.
So the keeper guards move forward towards you guys.
I stab them.
I tried so
No.
hard to get away from these fuckers.
Kind of did.
I have 1 first level spell slot left. That's how much I expended.
And the rest of you...
How far away is she?
From you, probably like 40 feet.
Do whatever you feels right.
Fuck, I don't know if I should do this. I'm gonna try to charm her.
Okay. Just charm person.
Charm person.
Okay, what's your DC?
It's shit. It's 13.
Okay.
And you get you probably get advantage. Well, we're not in combat with it.
They innately
It says
get
if your
advantage.
companions are fighting it.
They innately get advantage.
Bitch.
You said she innately gets advantage on what?
Like wisdom.
Any saving throws with magical.
Yeah.
What is the save?
13.
What?
15 worth it.
It's
Wisdom, I
Wisdom?
think.
14.
Rip.
As you cast this, and she momentarily kind of shakes her head and says, "It was a good try, dear. Now give up the charade and step out."
There's a guard next to her?
The 4 Blackwatch guards are still flanking her.
I'm going to try and cast it again on one of the guards.
As she's doing this, I would like to try to cast Blackened Heart on Asutali.
Oh.
Okay. Constitution.
The guards have walked up to you 3 and are trying to, have taken those 2 and are same to you, are trying to the keepers, not the Blackwatch.
Hold on,
the 4 keepers have stepped towards.
Before they get there, Vlad stands up and says, "You can't take me. You want some? Come get some." And he's just gonna walk forward and start twirling to anybody who gets close to these guys.
Okay, well, as you guys go to make threatening moves, I need all of you to make wisdom saving throws. I will make the save for them first because you did get that off first. Yeah, it's a natural 18.
I'm so sad.
On me?
What?
On mine? Or
all of you before you're kind of being grabbed at the moment and standing up trying to do anything threatening like that. Yeah, wisdom saving throws.
I wasn't doing anything threatening, but
yeah, it's still on all of you.
yeah.
That's an 18.
10.
14.
21.
10.
Okay.
What the fuck is reversal?
So you two,
These 2?
those 2,
Okay.
shrug it off as you all start to see colors, streaks of color start to swirl around. But you do watch the other 4 men. Well, I guess not Nyx because she's not there. The other 2, not knowing where Nyx is, just fall unconscious.
Hold on, what?
Can I get my Blackened
Or
Heart?
not
he fell
unconscious, but they
unconscious?
fall to the ground. You guys are incapacitated.
Oh,
So you fall to
falls
the ground. You're
unconscious
still
then?
Everyone but
Nimueh.
us.
Okay.
Yeah, Nimueh and Seven both fall. The guard next to you, what is your fucking name? God, Irfan. Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through this as quick as possible. As this happens and they fall, he looks at you and says, "I suggest you comply." Another wisdom saving throw, please.
Can I not try to get a Blackened Heart off in the rush?
He did say it.
He did,
before you even
yeah.
said.
Got a 12 on that.
I have to
she
look
needs
up
to make
your-
a Constitution saving throw. 15.
I should have tried to say something before I passed out.
Okay. Natural 20.
Oh, yeah, no. All right, I comply.
So you go to cast this, and yeah, he says that, and you do fail it. So you stop, and he takes you and starts taking your books and starts binding your hands. One of the Blackwatch guards steps over, and as you're still standing there, they haven't approached you threateningly. They're just standing there looking at you. Walks over, and you can see him pick up and pull Nyx's incapacitated body out of the woods or the brush or bushes, whatever, next there. You're the only one that remains standing at the moment. And she looks over to you and says, "Well, you can continue to try and fight if you would like, but as I said,
Yeah, I need a good battle. Come here.
I would suggest that you do not. Wisdom saving throw, please.
7.
As you say that,
Number.
she says this, and I guess you don't want to fight anymore.
Yeah, that's not the lad.
No, I don't want to fight anymore. So I tip the top hat.
Okay. So they walk over and they strip all of you of your equipment, your bags, bind your hands, gag your mouths, and you are fed the same black liquid that these two were fed at the very end, and your vision slowly blackens and fades as you fall unconscious.
Told you we should run.
All of you. Tail.
Yay.
As you have just gone through this ordeal with this creature and come out somehow the way that you have, make a perception check for me.
8.
8, okay. Still kind of groggy and reeling from the events that had transpired with all of that. You don't quite hear it until it's right outside your door, but you hear like running footsteps outside your door. And then the sounds of like the clanking and clashing of metal, and then like of something hitting the floor. And the door throws open, and you kind of squint your eyes a little bit and look, and you can see a lithe figure in front of you, elven, dark skin, and like white haired, tied back into a bun, holding a like a bloodied where are they? Just a bloodied scimitar, basically, and steps into your room and says, and looks, kind of squints and holds a torch that they're holding in and sees you and goes, you're not Shin. Well, no matter, you need to get out of here. And they step in towards you, and take keys and unleash the bonds, holding your arms and your legs, and turn and run out and start making their way.
I'm going to yell, wait, where are the other cells?
There's no response. You
Okay.
just hear the...
I'm gonna run out. Do I see any weapons or like things on the ground?
As you step out on the ground, next to your cell is the humanoid figure with the like the snake-like head, and a bowl of the food spilled like next to him, just on the ground.
Good.
Bleeding, gaping chest wound. He did have a weapon, I guess. He would have a scimitar as well.
Okay. I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna start carving into him.
Oh my god.
Okay.
This time I'm totally fucking on board. I'm on board.
After I do that, I'm gonna get up. Then I'm gonna run towards where I feel like I heard DeWitt's voice coming from.
Okay. Being out in the hallway now, you can hear echoing from like the left down away from, you heard DeWitt more to the right. You can hear the sounds of like the clashing of swords, some type of battle, like voices down that way. And as you start to make your way to the right where you saw DeWitt's or heard DeWitt's voice, you can see that drow at another cell, like a little ways down on the left, and opening a door, and like throws it open as well and steps in. And you there, as you're in the hall, you can see that there are, I mean, it's like a cell block. There are cells just next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably 5 down on the left from you, where that drow steps into the door.
Wait, sorry. Could you say that again?
So it's a hallway with cell blocks lining it, basically, and they're 5 doors down on the left from where you are. You heard DeWitt down this way. You're just not sure where.
Okay, I'm just gonna start busting open doors if I can.
They're locked.
Okay.
You don't have.
How far away is the drow dude from me?
probably about, I mean, it's each cell's about 10 feet and they're 5 cells down. So probably about 50, 60 feet with like the spacing of the walls.
I'm just gonna yell out to him. Can I borrow your keys? I think one of my friends are in here.
Are you still standing where you're at?
I'm gonna
Or
start walking towards him.
Okay. You start walking. You don't hear anything as you're walking there. And as you get to the cell door, you see him with pulling another figure out, like that is just hunched over, and he's dragging this figure out. And he looks up to you and says, "Yes, I have no need for them now," and tosses you the keys. You can see the figure that he's like dragging out has this hunched over, this dark midnight blue hair that rests over like the left side of her face, just hanging down similarly to your hair. And you can't quite see her face, but it does seem to be a drow woman, pretty bloodied as well. And he drags her and starts heading back down the way that the sound of the fighting is coming from.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start opening doors.
Okay. So you turn around and open the one immediately in front of you. That one is empty. Move to the next one, and there's like the corpse of a human that seems to be like scaled, like disformed, and like scaled skin breaking over the surface, and the bones and stuff disfigured and formed as it's hunched over in these binds that hold it, but it's deceased.
I'm gonna go up to his body and I'm gonna I'm sure there's blood like somewhere on me, like on him. I'm just gonna draw my symbol on him, and I'm gonna say say in Goblin that you will be avenged.
Okay.
Then we move on to the next one.
Okay. It takes you 2 or 3 more, and you Dawitt, you hear the cell door, and you heard a little bit of this commotion out as you've been in there, and you hear like the clanking of keys, and then the door opens, and you see Tael standing there in front of you.
Am I gagged? I'm just pretty.
You are. You're gagged. You're tied up.
Okay. I'm just going to slowly walk up to him, then release him.
Okay. He does so.
And I say, Dawitt, it is time for us to leave, but I think we should help out and free other prisoners down here.
Tael, I don't want to go anywhere, man. I have failed. I don't know if I can move.
Okay. I don't think I am strong enough right now to carry you, so if you want to stay here,
I don't want to stay here either.
Then follow me.
All right, I'll start singing.
Okay.
All right. I feel so unsure as I take your hand and eat your parts of wyverns as the music dies. Nothing in your eyes calls to mind a wooden boat and all its sad goodbyes. I'm never gonna sing again. Guilty throats have got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend. You know I'm not a fool. Should've known better than to heal the lad and waste the chance that I've been given. So I'm never gonna sing again the way I sung to you. Then I'll get up.
I sure hope you don't sing like that to anyone that was sad.
I'm sad, man.
Okay, we'll get over it. We are escaping.
All right.
Okay.
So, you two, which way are you going? Towards the way those two went, or?
I'm gonna go over to I'm gonna start going to where the drow people went.
So you start to make your way out that way and towards the sounds of fighting and voices, following these two figures that somehow freed you from this hell that you've been living for God knows how long. And we'll end tonight's session there and figure out how to pick up next week.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
Sorry, everyone. I apologize to anybody who was disturbed by the torture stuff. I knew it was coming, and I really wanted to make it kind of hit home that you guys had gotten yourself into a situation.
Yeah.
And these creatures got pleasure from torture. So I looked up a lot of medieval torture stuff and didn't realize it was going to be that dark, or that I was going to explain it that dark. So I'm sorry. But I had to get into that mindset, and I did not mean to disturb anyone. So I apologize. Mostly to you guys at the table, because these guys listening can skip over that shit. So sorry, everybody.
I don't think it's anything to apologize for.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I
It happens.
It's
was
a part
like
of the
fucking
story.
tense,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, thanks everyone for listening. It's late, we're all hot, so I think we're gonna skip the out of context jokes, even though I don't think there were really
I
any.
had another
Oh, is
one.
there? Okay,
I had
what you
one.
got? What you got?
So
Well, eat your mic.
Okay, Dad.
So when she walks into Tail's room with the bucket, I was honestly half expecting her to just put the bucket on her head and start headbutting him.
Fucking Vlad's helmet.
Exactly.
Buckethead.
Alrighty.
Not sure if you can get that
Well,
bonus.
thank
just
you,
for a
everyone.
bucket.
I'm sorry for the disturbing, dark session, but that is kind of where the story has taken our group at the moment. So
I think it was that.
I mean, we kind of did it to ourselves.
thank you all for sitting through that at the table and listening. Hope everyone has a wonderful week. Love yourselves, love each other. We love you, and I'm sorry.